Episode 39, Lost in the Script TV. Reset, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna rebrand in a little bit.
Brand new name. This shitty city was making us look bad, so we decided to change the name.
We ain't gonna be here forever, so you might as well go ahead.
The Seattleites said, "Well, get the fuck out of here, then." Oh, trust me. We planning on getting the fuck out of here.
You look at the statistic. Didn't you say it's now at like 3% black?
Yeah, there's 3% black. It's more mixed people here than it is full-blown black people.
There are more mixed people.
And Asian.
Hold on, let's not say mixed. There are more multiracial people in the state of Washington
than there are
black people.
Asians at 8.4% or something.
Niggas ain't got no political capital here at all.
That's why they just unintegrated here. Sad case.
It is what it is. But anyway, man, I hope y'all having a decent week. This was a pretty low. Well, they try to make it an excitable week.
It was a terrible week last week. It was snowing.
Yeah.
And this week it's been raining like hell.
But it's back to being Seattle, the rain.
It was pouring down heavy yesterday and the day before.
Well, at least we're not getting tornadoes in the middle of the winter.
Like or we ain't got the big one, Elizabeth. The earthquake ain't hit us yet.
That volcano in Spain, La Palma,
it's still going.
It hasn't fully erupted, but it's still leaking out. It's still.
And you got, white people is in a maze. They have to go up close and see it.
And you niggas on the East Coast, I'm just saying
you're in danger.
if it actually pops, it could lead to a possible tsunami headed towards the East Coast. So
we got family there on the East Coast. Well,
they too deep inland. So if you on the coastal areas, you should be careful. But they too deep.
So yeah,
that place we lived in was always safe from tornadoes because it's in a
ditch.
It's like the county we lived in was like a giant ditch. It's lower than sea level. It's literally
under the
It's lower than sea level, so it has a lot of trees.
A lot of things just go over us. Blessings.
Speaking of blessings, we're gonna go ahead and start with the topic of the legendary actor Sidney Poitier, Oscar-winning actor of Hollywood's first black movie star, dies at 94.
Was he Black American?
No, he was Bahamian.
Mm-hmm.
Bahamian. No, not let's say Bohemian. Bahamian. He's from the Bahamas. Clinton Watson, press secretary for the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, confirmed to CNN that Porter died Thursday evening. And he died in his country.
No, he went back to his country?
Yeah. I would imagine the Prime Minister of Bahamas is saying this, I would imagine he lived there. He probably was like a very, very popular person there. He was just the king there or something.
Where Rihanna from?
Rihanna's from
Barbados.
Yeah. You thought they were from the same place?
Yeah.
Nah, they ain't get two.
I thought the Prime Minister had sacrificed his ass so she can get freed from
here you go.
Queen Elizabeth.
That's the tinfoil that came on. Sorry, y'all. It happens. As you can see here, Sidney Poitier, whose elegant, bearing, and principled on-screen character made him Hollywood's first black movie star and first black man to win the Best Actor Oscar, has died. He was 94. Clinton Watson, press secretary, saw that. Poitier overcame the impoverished background of the Bahamas and softened his thick island accent to rise to the top of the profession at the time when prominent roles of black actors were rare. He won the Oscar in 1963's Lilies of the Field, in which he played an itinerant labor. I'm about to say ignorant. Itinerant labor who helps a group of white nuns build a chapel. So he played the the magical Negro probably back in those days, and he helped white.
Them white nuns. I wonder what led him to,
Many of his best-known films explored racial tensions as Americans were grappling with the social changes wrought by the civil rights movement in 1967 alone. He appeared in Philadelphia Detective fighting bigotry in a small-town Mississippi in the heat of the night as a doctor who wins over his white fiance's skeptical parents and guess who's coming to dinner. They ended up remaking that movie with Ashton Kutcher and Bernie Mac and Zodiah. Zolan, I don't know how you say her name.
She's the one whose husband took her last name.
Yeah, and she's also the one who played Nina Simone, or Nia, how you say her name. And people was on her ass for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he passed away. Legendary actor. We got to give him his credit. One of the people in black cinema who was very prominent at his time.
He also fought for the civil rights too, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in the civil rights thing. He had connections to Ella Belafonte and I would imagine Muhammad Ali and all.
Talking Black, Sleeping White. I say it for you, black women. He was married to a white woman. He played in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Built the chapel for white women? Damn. Life. I guess that what he did on screen imitated life, huh? Sad.
I want to show a clip. Now, this movie scene is something that people was playing. Look at his face. So people was playing all day. But I want to play this clip from the channel Real Black. I'm pretty sure if you watch everybody subscribe to Real Black.
Sidney's investigating.
We some assholes for not watching all the videos.
We speak for yourself.
When you watch them?
It's none of your business what I watch on my personal
He just
time.
hit 1 million recently. So I definitely subscribe to the channel and watch periodically some of the videos. Mainly, I think most people subscribe to it because he like to drop a lot of historical movies and.
I like when he breaks down the movies and he talk about how every time there's a white character that's with a black character, they're always flawed.
Yeah, Charles Woods, that's his name, who be on there. He breaks down these movies and points out how they put certain things in the movies in order to
very intelligent.
to send a message. So I'm gonna play a little clip from the video he dropped. I just like his reaction at the end. This is the scene where he smacked the white guy who smacked him. And the happiness and joy he had on his face when he talked about this scene was just
the glee.
So let me just go ahead and
yeah. All right. Night was the start of blaxploitation.
And what was that scene?
Sidney's investigating, helping investigate a murder in the South. And he has this suspicion that this rich Southern white guy may be the one who committed the murder.
Cotton. This here is Virgil. Mr. Tibbs.
How do you do, sir?
Oh, may I have Henry fetch you something? Some light refreshment?
No, thank you. We're right the way we are. I'll have something cold. Something soft. Anything.
Henry, bring in a pitcher of lemonade. I have one, too.
Yes, sir. The implication is there, this Southern racist white guy is insulted. First of all, who is this black man to be questioning me like this? You know what I mean? And slap Sidney. Sidney slaps him back. We all said, whoa, the whole nation. Whoa, I called it the slap heard round the world.
And now
the way I heard it was a slap heard around the world.
We grew up watching The Heat of the Night.
Yeah.
I didn't remember him. I remember the second Virgil.
I think that was a movie, wasn't it?
What? No. So this was the movie.
I think this was a movie.
Okay. So we watched it in The Heat of the Night.
Yeah, the movie, TV show.
But it was based off of. It had to be based off.
It had to. I'm not sure. I'm be honest.
Because his name was Virgil too in The Heat of the Night. So yeah.
So yeah, that was funny how happy he was. The OG was.
The Bottoms.
It was how happy he was to see that slap, which is funny. But so yeah, he passed away. Obviously, he didn't get the same happiness, and people didn't talk about him as much as they talked about Betty White. And I found that interesting.
No, they're not.
I'm mainly talking about the black people. Niggas was acting crazy up and down the timeline. Oh, Betty.
Nigga, you had to talk about Betty White. We said we weren't gonna talk about Betty White. Why you bring up Betty White?
Because I don't want to talk about her. I want to talk about the niggas that was reacting to it. It was like, what's wrong with y'all? But anyway, since
this is Eartha Kitt's crush too, Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, this is the woman that said Eartha Kitt said that she couldn't get him. She ain't want none of them.
Well, she wasn't a black woman, no way. Her father was white.
Yeah, her father was white.
Her mother was quote unquote raped by a white man.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone.
Because I know you. Leave it alone.
Don't put how you said don't put dirt on my name.
Okay.
Chill out. You trying to insinuate something there. Just chill out. Let's move on to the next topic. We almost got away scot-free, but you just had to do something right there. Just chill out. Calm down. Let's go ahead into the next thing.
Mr. Ahmad Arbery.
So finally, this came to an end.
This saga.
Yeah, the saga of Ahmad Arbery has came to an end. This stuff takes too long. Like,
we're not being heartless when we say this either. It's just, they like to play this out in the media for.
Yeah, this case should have been
Should have been done months ago.
Yeah. 3 men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery, sentenced to life in prison. Well, 2 of them were. The guy in the middle here, the one who was the recorder, he got a chance, I believe. He got a chance at parole after a certain amount of time. A judge denying any chance of parole for the father and son who armed themselves, initiated a deadly pursuit of a black man in February 2020. And the judge did make a good comment. I think this is the same judge from the other, case. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the same judge they had earlier. But anyway, but he said this was not, this is the judge, the one who everybody was going at for certain comments he was making in the court and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He said that this wasn't justice. This was being held accountable. And I said, that's a good point. Yeah. I'm so sick of these people getting found guilty for every once in a blue moon. And it's like a celebration. It's like, no, this is the stand. This was supposed to happen.
This is the expectation.
Yeah, this ain't the outlier. This shouldn't be the outlier. This is supposed to be what we expect. So when this thing is happening, you shouldn't celebrate them. You should just, this is what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to be outraged when it don't happen like it's supposed to. But yeah, but they got found guilty. The way these people were acting, and they went on to say that the prosecutor in the trial was like, man, these guys aren't even showing any empathy.
They didn't. Did they apologize?
I doubt it. I would imagine a lot of times the reason why they don't show as much empathy is because you don't want to seem
guilty.
Guilty, yeah.
But they were guilty.
But I'm saying if you saying you're not guilty, you don't want to show as much empathy because you'll be pretty much you're admitting, yeah, I did it.
That's why when that lady that shot Dante, she was like, "I'm going to jail," so that you're confessing that what you did was negligence.
Yeah,
and you should be held accountable for what you did, but pled not guilty.
Exactly. Still pled not guilty. Prosecutor Travis and George McMichael showed no empathy for Ahmaud Arbery. And like I said, they weren't going to do that. And the defense attorney, she was a little cutthroat as well. What? I did stuff that's popping at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, we busy. Damn it. But what I'm about to say. And fuck it, wasn't important, I guess. The defense attorney in this case was cutthroat. And she had to be. Remember, she the one that brought out how his feet was dirty, and his feet were unkept. So how was he a consistent jogger if his feet weren't kept? But the way she said it was like very crass. You know, it was like damn. So I think that might have hurt them more than it helped them.
Maybe he stepped in some mud while running it. You know,
maybe so. But I think that part might have hurt them more than it helped them. But
or you know, sometimes you have on black socks. The
cotton.
The cotton will stick to your feet, make your feet look dirty sometimes. But maybe it's rust on them. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Let me just go ahead and watch the judge hand out the conviction.
Mr. McMichael, the court sentences you as follows. Count 1, malice murder, life without the possibility of parole. Count 2, felony murder, is vacated by operation of law. Count 3, felony murder, vacated by operation of law. Count 4, felony murder, vacated by operation of law. Count 5, felony murder, vacated by operation of law. Count 6, aggravated assault, merges into count 1. Count 7, aggravated assault. The court sentences the defendant to 20 years consecutive to count 1. Count 8, false imprisonment, merges into count 1. Count 9, attempted false imprisonment, 5 years concurrent to count 7. That is life plus 20. Greg McMichael, the court sentences you as follows. Count 1, malice murder, defendant was found not guilty. Count 2, felony murder, life without the possibility.
I'm sorry, I had to say this. I can't sit still if you just gave me life and why am I listening to you? Once you say life, I'm bugging out. Like I'm not supposed to do what I want to do. I'm cussing you out. Everybody getting cussed out. You gonna have to take me out of court now.
That's just the ignorance coming out of you.
Look, I'm not finna sit here and let you read off one.
What am I add the food for?
Because I ain't got nothing else to lose. Why am I being civilized right now? You call look.
I'm not gonna be taken out of my character though, because
Travis, somebody hand you life plus 20.
why when you know you're guilty, why you gonna act crazy? You do that if you act that way if
even people
you are
guilty,
found guilty for a crime that you did not commit.
even people who guilty, innocent, everybody bug out.
No,
Or
you bug out when you are a innocent person being convicted of a crime that you did not commit. When you are
he
guilty,
did kill somebody.
when
He
you
know
are
that.
guilty, you sit there and you take it.
I'm not taking life plus 20. So
You're
even
ignorant.
if
You're ignorant.
First off, how long is life? That's till I die, right?
Are we really asking this? Is this a rhetorical question? Or are you really asking this question?
I'm about to go further in it. Just calm down. So if wasn't there a story a while ago where a guy technically died because I think he had like a heart attack or something, and technically his heart stopped beating, he was dead. He tried to use that in court to say, "Hey, I served my life sentence. That life is over."
But it's genius. I mean,
Obviously, it didn't work.
if he went, if somebody flatlined his ass and then he happened to get back up, I was dead.
Yeah,
I was granted
I
a
served my
second chance.
sentence.
I served my sentence. Am I
But-
free to go?
But here's the thing: even if that happened to him, they actually did that bullshit. He still got to serve an extra 20.
Okay, I'll do my 20.
Shit. So now you know what would happen was people would come in and they got pills and stuff that can make your heart stop. Not pills, but they got medicines and stuff that can make your heart stop on purpose. So people would purposely make their heart stop for a little while and then
Go all the way to the morgue, find out they being sexually assaulted, and then go.
Then
I was dead.
they gonna sue them. But yeah, anyway, I'm not sitting there for no life 20. I'm sorry.
Ability of parole. Count 3, felony murder. Vacated. When I say vacated, it's vacated by operation of law in all cases. I'm not going to repeat it. Count 4, vacated. Count 5,
Is that a new dance you
vacated.
doing?
Count 6 merges into count 2. Count 7, aggravated assault, 20 years consecutive to count 2.
Is that a black militia group?
That ain't NAFTA, is it?
Is that
Is it NAFTA?
Is that dude that had all those people out there that didn't know how to use guns?
Nah, I ain't seen him in a minute.
Is that his people?
Grandmaster Jay? Nah, I ain't seen him in a minute.
The DJ, yeah.
You know what's funny about that dude? I followed him in 2015 on social media.
Didn't know who he was.
I know he ran for president. And he was like, "Write me in." He kept saying, "Write me in." I was like, "Okay, let me see what this dude." He did his tiny little campaign. Didn't have obviously no support. And then after the election, he just stopped posting. And then he popped up with a militia group. I'm like, but then he was at Trump's inauguration. I'm like, who is this dude?
He fucked with Trump.
It's not about him being there. It's about he was sitting center in front of the camera, right behind him. I'm like,
Well, we know what he's about.
so it's like this dude know people. Allegedly, he's most people are Masons, and
He's definitely a Mason.
that was crazy.
Count 8, 10 years concurrent to count 7. Count 9, 5 years concurrent to count 7. That is life plus 20 years.
Okay, so that was the sentencing. Deserved, obviously.
Well deserved.
You kill someone. People, that death penalty thing gets kind of sticky because innocent people can end up getting killed. My opinion on it is it has to be case by case. I think if you have without a doubt proof, then yeah. If you don't have without a doubt proof, if it's just evidence proof, not just you have to have more than evidence basically.
Yes.
You need to have video, a part of the evidence. You need to have witness testimony. You need the person, to admit to it before I think you can just haul off and want to get somebody the death penalty. Let's listen to the mother and father of Ahmaud Arbery,
Wanda Cooper Jones.
I noticed that
I'll
talk about this soon. Let me just show what she had to say.
They go
I
Mr.
just want to say thank you.
Yeah,
Ben Crump and Botham Jean.
Botham Jean. I forgot his
lawyer.
name. Gary, something like that.
He's not as relevant as Mr.
No, he's still
relevant, but people really know Mr. Crump because he
Benjamin
get Crump on your ass.
Who supported me, who stood with me through this very long, very, very long, hard fight.
Yes.
Back when Ahmaud was killed on the 23rd of February, the city of Brunswick thought that I would have to fight this fight alone. So they chose to ignore me because they thought they would have to face me alone. But they didn't know that I had you guys to stand with me.
Amen.
Amen.
And I want to say
There you go,
thank you. Thank you for standing with me. Thank you for standing with my family and I. Again, thank you, and we love you. I swear.
So that was her.
Why would she have to fight it alone when the father's standing there behind her?
That's the part. They clearly not together.
She probably has some bad blood with him. Cause I mean, out of respect for one another, I think she would have said we.
Us would have to fight this together. Like,
but she was like, they thought I. But she completely sees herself separate.
As
the soul tie is gone.
Yeah, she don't fuck with you no more.
Yeah.
Number one, all glory to God again.
Yes.
Praise the mighty one.
Yes, sir.
God seen the truth for us.
Yes, holy.
And I just want to say thank you to all the people that supported us in this rough time. Y'all been good to us, and y'all stuck by us in this hard journey.
Yes.
Amen. God put people together. Yes. God don't make no mistakes.
Amen.
He don't lose no race neither.
Amen.
He don't. I don't see where a record where God lost near race at.
Amen.
I'm telling you. Look at this here.
Yes.
God put these people together with Ahmad, so that letting you know what he was about. He's a kid of love.
Yeah.
Because he brought people together.
Yes.
I'm telling you, he was the younger, but he thought he was the oldest.
Yeah, word.
So, hey, Ahmad, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Because mom and daddy got glory for it.
Amen.
Now, you noticed how he said,
yeah, your mom and dad,
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Remember when and this is not this once again, this is not attacking the family. Glad they got accountability for their son's murder.
Well, you said accountability. Yes.
When what's his name? The kid out of the infamous case.
What kid?
It's sad. I actually remember the killer's name more than his name now.
What kid?
Zimmerman.
Oh, you're talking about Trayvon Martin?
Trayvon Martin. Remember after that, Trayvon Martin was killed. His parents, the same thing happened, but the mother and father became more activists than you would think. 'Cause most of these parents, they lose their kids, they get their case results, they win their civil lawsuit, and they kind of go off. They didn't really do that because obviously they didn't get accountability for their son.
Yeah.
And we found certain things out about Trayvon's father.
Mason?
Yes, he was. So
look at what Mr. Ben Crump got on his jacket. Look at that pen.
Yeah. So
that's a bird.
I'm wondering if Marcus Arbery, he sounds like a preacher right here.
Yeah.
What are the chances that he get what he got for his son, that he just moves on?
What you mean?
You think I believe there may be something, and this is me with my tinfoil hat on. I think he may be there might be more plans
for him. Yeah,
that's
for
all
sure.
I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But like I said, glad they got.
He includes everybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna leave that alone. But
yeah, he's absolutely. Let me tell you about the youngest acting like the oldest. That's definitely.
Don't see. You come on here and you just start sending shots.
That's true. The oldest think they. The youngest think they the oldest. It's just
when that happened.
Just something in y'all.
Yeah. Okay. No proof. Let's get to this.
It's proof.
Let's get to this January 6th, quote unquote, insurrection. Let's get to this because there's a certain political party that's definitely using this for their midterms. They're going to push this. Now they're saying this is a fight against democracy. We have to protect democracy. Joe Biden gave a speech where he said, Trump, you lost. You lost by 7 million votes. There was no fraud in the election and all this other stuff. But a person was there.
Oh, the person that liked to shoot people?
Now, Liz Chaney, she obviously came out against Trump a while ago. The party now already.
She finished.
She's been thrown. She's the black sheep of the Republican Party at this point, coming against Trump. Trump is the 800-pound gorilla of the Republican Party. You cannot speak against him and have a successful. Here's the difference. When Trump endorses candidates, they win.
Like the guy in Virginia?
Exactly. when Biden endorsed candidates,
They lose.
They win, they lose.
He didn't. I mean, that guy in New Jersey literally won by
a skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
And it was an overnight vote.
Shocked.
It was an overnight vote. We're going to leave that alone. So.
Wake up in the morning.
Liz Chaney, she obviously was there at the, what they called the memorial for the January 6th for the officers that were, they said, killed. Now, we know when you look up the actual situation that happened with the officers, it didn't go down like they said it happened. There's some lies in that.
Officers got killed in the insurrection?
There was an officer, I know one officer in particular that died there.
Like
the way they say he died isn't how he died. The only person who was shot or something happened to him by somebody else was that white woman, Ashley Babbitt, who now the Republicans are turning her into a martyr, and like she's this great patriot who was defending her country. It's like if that woman, Ashley Babbitt, name was Juanita or LaQuisha, and she was there with a BLM shirt on calling for justice, y'all would have said she's a terrorist.
Yeah, but if she was there supporting the Republican Party, they would have made her a martyr too.
That's my point. It's political.
Yeah.
It was just the difference between, on both sides, the difference between being a terrorist and a patriot or a good person is your political beliefs, why you're doing what you're doing. It's not about the actual, what political lines you're on, not actually about why you're doing it. But Dick Cheney, the actual president of the United States during the Bush era, everybody admits this now. This dude, if you read that book, I can't remember if it's Transformation of America or Thanks for the Memories. I think it's Transformation of America. The stories that woman told about Dick Cheney and her daughter. I had to stop reading it for a little while because it was disgusting.
Pretty explicit.
The way she described these people.
Devils.
They are, when you hear somebody say somebody's a devil, these people are devils.
But you know what? They slowly unveiling the curtain. They letting you see a little glimpse.
But here's the thing. Here's what they did that's so crazy. Let me just read this real quick. Dick Cheney, once a villain to Democrats, held a surprise Capitol visit. Liz Cheney and Father Dick stand. Only 2 Republicans joined the House Democrats for January 6th memorial. Okay. Remember when they started doing the public PR for George Bush around last year? Remember they just started, all of a sudden, Michelle Obama is handing him candy and to make sure they take pictures, and they said, oh, Michelle Obama and George Bush, he's just, all of a sudden, he's this likable guy. He's taking pictures with Ellen. This is a war criminal. He lied you into the Iraq war. There was no weapons of mass destruction. Matter of fact, there's proof that Osama bin Laden had ties with the American government, and he had nothing to do. But anyway.
They just wanted that war so they can go over there and guard the poppy fields.
And it's a part
it's not even really the oil.
No, it's a part of a grand scheme to take down these countries in the Middle East to build greater tiny hat people land. I'm not gonna say the name.
Well, poppy seed that's mainly for the big pharma.
Yeah, the pharmacies. Yeah, exactly. Which is what we're going through right now. But Dick Cheney, just like George Bush, they're trying to recover his image now. This guy was one of the, allegedly, the biggest villains to the Democratic Party. But because he's willing to stand next to his daughter against Trump, who, by the way, most of the Democratic Party just 7 years ago was friends with Trump. Hillary Clinton went to his wedding.
That's her cousin.
Allegedly. So the fact that they have Dick Cheney, of all people, and they're praising him being there is insane. That's George Bush and now Dick Cheney. The 2 people that lied you into a war, and you're just okay with it because they don't like Trump.
Yep, that's what happens.
All right. Let's go into this right quick. Representative Liz Cheney and her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney stood in the House of Representatives as the only 2 Republicans who participated in a moment of silence recognizing the deaths of law enforcement officers who died in wake of the attack on U.S. Capitol on 6th of January 2021. I saw somebody say the second this happened last year, remember when people were saying this is worse than 9/11? How this is clearly political atmosphere when they were pushing these people walking into the White House and sitting in people's desk and smiling.
When
and
you
walking.
had over 2,000 people die at 9/11.
Exactly. When
Buildings
buildings crashed
was-
down. Years later, people had to deal with the dust that got in their lungs. This stuff lasted
But,
well over a decade.
you know,
But this is worse because they went in the White House. The only thing that possibly, other than the Ashley Babbitt got killed, two officers, I can't remember, ended up dying, and somebody stole somebody's laptop and some shoes.
oh, that's
Nancy
the big
Pelosi's
thing.
laptop went up missing, which should have been a gigantic story.
I know. I can imagine what's on that laptop.
First off, they got the laptop back, and I think it was a woman who took it. They say, I'm like, that ain't the woman who took it.
It was pizza this, pizza that.
Listen, that ain't the woman who took it, and whatever was on the laptop got copied. Now, we know for a fact that January 6th, there were informants. The guy who lead the Proud Boys, the Cuban dude, he was an informant for the federal, for agencies. We'll say that.
Well, you know, Nancy Pelosi about to leave.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the big story on her when she leave out of here. Somebody going to reveal what was on that laptop.
You jumping where I'm going. Yeah. So if we
It's
know
another
for
storyline.
if we know for a fact there were informants in that crowd, who's to say one of those informants wasn't CIA, FBI that purposely went into their office to get that laptop so they can get dirt for her?
Exactly.
They just so happened to get straight to Nancy Pelosi's office.
You think that office would have been highly secured and hard to get into?
The fact that they just walked in, went to her office, and took the laptop tells me that wasn't just no regular civilian.
But
And
we'll
whatever,
see.
And whatever was on that laptop was copied.
We'll see in the next year or two.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see in a couple of years.
What was
We
on
won't
Nancy
see.
Pelosi's?
We probably won't see because they're using this bribe against her. And she gonna do whatever, and then when that's done with, she gonna, how old is she? What, 89 now?
She's about to croak.
Exactly. So we ain't gonna see what was on there until
I told you, she just as worse as Joe Biden is. She be forgetting shit too.
yeah, she be but
I've never heard her say a quote unquote big intelligent word. It's always just regular talk, like Donald Trump.
simple words.
Great, wonderful, excellent.
The Wyoming congressman who has been ostracized from our own party after voting to impeach Donald Trump and join a probe into the events leading up to and surrounding the violent attempt to undermine the results of the 2020 presidential election, received hugs and fist bumps from the other House lawmakers. She was only elected Republican president in the House on Thursday. Representative Adam Kinzer, the only other Republican in the House Select Committee to investigate the attack, is not at the Capitol, as he and his wife are expecting the birth of a child. Wish I could be there too, but I'm on baby watch. I am in spirit. So this is gonna be what they used. So they got the abortion topic, but that's gonna come back in a few months when the Supreme Court.
Oh, dangling the carrot.
Yeah. So abortion rights. Oh, democracy. Oh, look, this political commentator from Fox News was texting somebody about Trump and the riots there. They wanted this to stop. Oh, this is inflammatory.
Speaking of Fox News, and you told me Carlson Tucker
Yes.
was on NSB.
He was on MSNBC,
CNN,
and CNN, and he was friends with Rachel Maddow.
and he was on PBS
Yes.
News.
And then he ends up on Fox News, and it's like,
Motherfucker,
none of y'all believe what
you
y'all
a
say.
fraud.
How is a person like Tucker was friends with Rachel Maddow back in like 2008?
I can't, for the love of God, I can't stand that big bird looking dyke. I can't stand her.
Yeah.
She's so annoying. When is her shit gonna get canceled?
She make
We
30. She made $30K a day talking about Russiagate, and she done got
And
her
Trump.
money and Trump all day. So she did what she needed to do to get her money.
Trump been gone for over a year.
Yeah.
And you still got that man name in your mouth.
Yeah, Biden just gave a speech talking about Trump, and it's like, bruh.
I'm surprised he can remember who Donald Trump is, to be quite honest with you.
When they're still using Donald Trump's name to campaign, the same way Republicans use Nancy Pelosi's name to campaign, because she's the most hated person in Congress. So now look at this.
And she loves it.
Yeah. People hate her, but she stay in power.
She loves it.
Cruz, mistake to call January 6th a terrorist attack. Now,
I agree.
This is a problem. No, Ted Cruz called them terrorists.
Oh, he called them terrorists?
He had to walk it back. And because Tucker was on his ass like, did you call them terrorists? He might have fucked his chance up to run for president, which he clearly was going to try to run for president. And this is how you know Trump is still the big gorilla. Because Ted was walking back faster than Deion Sanders in his prime. He was tap dancing like Gregory Hines. He was just da-da-da-da-da-da. He was backing it up.
I still believe the Florida governor, Mr. DeSantis,
I think he only runs if Trump don't.
is going to run.
I don't think he run if Trump run. That's why it's like a standoff right now. Who's going to run? Because if Trump announces it, nobody's going against him except people that don't like Trump. I think one guy in Arizona, he put down a $1 million for Trump to debate him. He's a Republican in Arizona, so those are the type of people that's going to go against Trump. The people who want to,
You paying Trump $1 million to debate him?
I don't know if you're paying him or it's to a charity or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, damn, I hosted for you. Give me the $1 million.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz said it had been a mistake for him to call the January 6th attack on Capitol a terrorist attack after he received pushback from supporters of former President Trump. During an appearance on Fox News, Tucker Carlson tonight, Cruz told Carlson that he said the day prior was sloppy and frankly dumb, adding that people were misunderstanding what he was trying to say. I'm gonna show y'all the video because it just goes better when you hear him scrawling. He just cringing to try and protect himself so he can have a chance.
Internet TV has killed y'all. Everything you say is recorded. Everything you say, you can't get away with shit no more.
Do I not have it? I thought I put it up. All right, fuck it. I think I had it. All right, this right here is going to be him saying that they're terrorists. Let me show this.
Solemn anniversary this week. And it is an anniversary of a violent terrorist attack on the Capitol, where we saw the men and women of law enforcement demonstrate incredible courage, incredible bravery, risk their lives to defend the men and women who serve in this Capitol. We are grateful for that courage. We appreciate the selfless sacrifice of the men and women who keep us safe.
Now,
is there another definition of terrorism?
No. Here's the thing. He's actually been consistent right here, because if that was Antifa or Black Lives Matter,
he would have
said they were terrorists. So he kept it. He
shouldn't have walked it back.
Well, he once again can't come against Trump in that party and have a chance to win. I'm trying to find him walking.
Trump got a hold on these people.
All right, here's the video here. I'm gonna. All right.
You did. Well, Tucker, thank you for having me on. When you aired your episode last night, I sent you a text shortly thereafter and said, listen, I'd like to go on because the way I phrased things yesterday, it was sloppy and it was frankly dumb. And
I don't buy that. Whoa. I don't buy that. Look, I've known you a long time, since before you went to the Senate. You were a Supreme Court contender. You take words as seriously as any man who's ever served in the Senate. And every word you repeated that phrase. I do not believe that you used that accidentally. I just don't.
So, Tucker, as a result of my sloppy phrasing, it's caused a lot of people to misunderstand what I meant. Let me tell you what I meant to say. What I was referring...
Let me tell you what I meant to say. I meant to say, I'm trying to play both sides of the fence here.
Yep, trying to get those votes.
I'm trying to be the Trump guy that's anti-Trump somehow. I'm trying to... Trump embarrassed this dude a few years ago. He embarrassed him. So now I'm going to act like I'm still... Look, in politics, enemies don't become friends. They become enemies you work with.
Pretty much. And then when I need you to do something for me, I got dirt on you.
Exactly. So he's not friends with Trump. He don't like him. He just knows Trump is the big 800-pound gorilla. So when he point, I got to go. But if the first chance I get, I'm going to put that knife straight in his ribs. I'm going to put it right in his rib. That's what
Rusty blade.
Exactly. So I'm going to call his supporters that went to the Capitol terrorists in front of the Democrats, in front of everybody else, in front of the world. But I'll go on your show and say, oh, no, I misspoke. But I said it already. It's already a headline.
Bullshit.
So this is him playing. He's muddying the waters. He's trying to play both sides. So when he run, he can say, I'm not anti-Trump, but I'm not pro-Trump. I'm just...
Sorry, that clip gonna haunt you if you run for president.
Referring to are the limited number of people who engaged in violent attacks against police officers. Now, I think you and I both agree that if you assault a police officer, you should go to jail. That's who I was talking about. And the reason the phrasing was sloppy is I have talked dozens, if not hundreds of times. I've drawn a distinction. I wasn't saying that the thousands of peaceful protesters supporting Donald Trump are somehow terrorists. I wasn't saying them.
That word peaceful protester is technology. We're going to talk about this later with Hillary Clinton. That term peaceful protester is news speak from either side. For instance, you'll see some college kids or some Republicans or what they call patriots rioting, and they'll say the Republicans will say peaceful protest. And if it's black, if it's Democratic or liberal people out there rioting, they'll say the Democrats, this is peaceful protest. This news speak now. That's not real.
Millions of patriots across the country supporting President Trump are terrorists, and that's what a lot of people have misunderstood that comment.
Wait a second, but wait, but hold on. What you just said doesn't make sense. So if somebody assaults a cop, he should be charged and go to jail. I couldn't agree more. We've said that for years. But that person's still not a terrorist. How many people have been charged with terrorism on January 6th? Like, why'd you use that word? You're playing into the other side's characterization that, as Joe Kent just explained, allows them to define an entire population as foreign combatants. And you know that. So why'd you do it?
Exactly.
He tearing his ass up.
He is Liz Chaney light. And see, these Republicans are sniffing it out. The Democrats be sniffing out when people on their side kind of.
Tucker's like, I smell bullshit. And then you see Ted Cruz got that little smirk on his face like, this fucker's got me.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
He said,
He's good.
I texted you last night. I thought you were going to go easy on me. And then Tucker Carlson can say, motherfucker, you know it's just business. Let's go have some beers.
I got to show you this picture right quick. Look at Saudi Arabia.
Saudi.
Never forget.
It's raining crackers.
January 6th, crackers.
Never forget.
I had to show. Crackers climbing the wall. Lord have mercy. But
that's the Ritz crackers, ain't it?
On January 6th.
No, those are let me just let it alone.
Saltine?
No, I think those are not saltine. Those are those butter
cookies.
Those butter crackers. I forget what they call them.
But another story that came out on January 6th, along with obviously the hoopla they were trying to push so they can get their midterm started early.
Oh, Joy's got a new wig on.
Joy Reid to lose MSNBC show in spring. Source. It appears that MSNBC host Joy Reid may no longer have a show on the network this spring following a round of reshuffling. Now, I remember hearing this rumor sometime like October last year. Remember? We talked about this. This was October last year. They were saying that Joy Reid won't have a show for long. Then a new rumor is circulating that she's going to lose this show.
Well, we said that.
Yeah.
We said that
after Biden win, a lot of these people, all these black pundits going to lose their jobs and get pushed out.
Angela Rye,
and
I'm shaking by saying her name because I do want to go outside tomorrow.
Ain't going outside.
Where is Angela Rye?
She kind of went away.
They had a show. It was like, what it is, ho.
They moved on from all of them.
You remember that little promo they had with that?
Yeah,
it was April Ryan.
Yeah, all of them have kind of. Now April Ryan is still around.
April Ryan is still doing her White House.
Well, what's that guy's name? The one who went to North Carolina and got ran out. What's his name? Got his face.
He's just not memorable.
Yeah, he's just not a memorable guy.
Yeah, he not big in the game.
You know who I'm probably talking to? Sellers, Kamar Sellers.
Jabari
Sellers or something.
Yeah,
like that.
He just a low level gang member.
Wait.
He a low level gang member. Angela is running shit.
Yeah, he a low level set member.
April Ryan is, she's a mid tier.
She's a capo.
Okay, before you go in there, I know this off subject, but ADOS literally made Joy Reid change.
You think it was just?
It was ADOS.
I don't know if I could say it was just
Dude,
them.
She started switching up her style after they was pointing out she wear that same.
No, I'm saying I'm pretty
wig.
sure it was niggas saying something that wasn't a part of that. They were just like, I'm going in with I'm roasting her ass too.
Okay, we're not gonna frame it as You don't want to frame it as black people.
Yes, we can say that. Niggas
black people said this. Angela ain't. I mean, not Angela. I'm scared, y'all. That's what I keep saying. Think about going outside tomorrow. Black people made this woman change her look.
Yeah,
of America.
She changed up her look after the lashing she got. It appears that MSNBC host Joy Reid may no longer have a show on the network this spring following a round of reshuffling. President of News Cycle Media John Nicosia announced the news on Twitter, writing that a Comcast source said Joy Reid would lose her 7 p.m. show in the next round of reshuffling on MSNBC.
Shit.
What?
I forgot Angela Rye is from Seattle.
Oh, damn.
She got family here.
They gonna get your ass.
She gonna get you too. We in this
Hey,
together.
I ain't say nothing.
Shit. You on a podcast with me.
I ain't say nothing.
No, you said something.
Source, this is it. Source Comcast, Joy Reid will lose her 7 p.m. show in the next round of reshuffling MSNBC. She does not have a show comes mid-spring. The decision has been made. The only thing left is messaging on the move, which will be ratings. As was the case with Chris Cuomo at CNN, Reid has a lot allies at Comcast. However, she is now viewed as unmanageable by many.
Unmanageable.
Is she the angry black woman? Also, similar to Cuomo, it appears those allies have found out she has been less than truthful about past incidents.
Oh, you mean when she lied and said that she didn't say nothing about
I think it's
that community?
I think it's deeper than that. That's not something they would get it for. So I'm wondering.
Maybe somebody ain't got over that.
This is MSNBC. Now, CNN, we know they got the pedophile thing going on. Every damn body getting exposed as pedophiles. So what is MSNBC about to get exposed for? Because she's one of their faces at MSNBC. They sell her. I think, what's her name? Also, obviously, Rachel Maddow. So the fact that they're releasing this stuff don't get out. Unless you believe this guy's just lying, creating a rumor. This stuff don't get out unless they want it to. So some stuff might be about to come down the pipeline about them. Also,
I had the scoop.
Also, like Cuomo at CNN, watch for MSNBC Comcast to defend her right until the announcement. Yep. I had the scoop last year. Chris Cuomo was going to get axed by CNN, and then after he was suspended, got the scoop he was not coming back. I got a few personal texts from his fans. Joy Reid's fans, however, Lord.
Who he been around?
There's a serious talk all the way up to the chain at Comcast about Joy Reid's future at MSNBC. Yup, see, this is November. We heard about this in October. Also, I tweeted in with November, executives have been contemplating a change for months, but not until recently has the decision been made. Remember when they shook up, it's a not Good Morning America,
Gail
King and them when they got rid of the white woman?
What was her name?
I forgot her name.
Charlie Rose, not Charlie Rose.
Charlie Rose, they been got rid of her.
What was her name?
I can't remember her name. I cannot. She actually went to a school, military camp. She didn't go to a military camp. Her parents was in the military, and she learned how to be a reporter there. What's her name?
But they put her on the evening slot.
They took her off and put her on the evening.
But they kept Gail.
Her ratings she wasn't hurting the ratings.
No, Gail, and then Gail got 2 other people.
He said, for people unfamiliar with her past homophobic controversies. So maybe you're right.
Told you.
So maybe some gay person up top said, I don't like this bitch.
Yep.
I don't care if she apologized. I don't like her. Or are they using that? Let's be honest. That's not why they fired her. I think they're using this as an excuse for something else.
Yep.
When she first get fired, this will be something they'll bring up. But then after a little while, something else gonna come out right behind it. Watch.
Sorry, Joy Reid, you ain't thick like Gail is. Gail got that good.
Got that push water. I ain't heard that in a long time.
Push water.
My aunt used to say that all the time.
Got that push water.
Got that push water, baby. Yeah. We knew this already. She was gone. So all that shit she did when she slandered black people who was asking for something from president candidate, the slander that she put towards people. Now look at you. Look at you.
Who put that on her?
I don't know, but it's hilarious.
Being a freeloader and a selfish and disrespectful one, and for misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk is the absolute worst. Being a freeloader and a selfish and disrespectful.
Now look at you.
Oh, she went at Elon?
Yeah, remember remember that dude came out a few weeks ago and said Elon is the wealthiest African American in the world because he is quote unquote African. The dude he's a white guy. He was being a troll. He said he's the wealthiest African American in the world, and it's just like, and these people right here got mad and got on the internet, television, making fool out of themselves. It's like, but yeah, when she went on that, what's that woman name? It was a woman named Statistic Sister, something like that, where she was going around saying that if anybody who was talking about needing something for their vote, any black people was doing it, were Russian bots.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they were calling black people on the internet Russian bots?
Particularly ADOS.
Exactly. They were calling you Russian bots because you were saying, I want something for my vote. Like, how low they think of you, where they could offer you strippers to make you vote. Then they can, what else they do?
What's his name, the rapper?
Oh, take your booty. No, that was the vaccine he was doing.
Yeah, but he had
that thing up.
Wax that ass up.
Wax that thing.
Shit, that was just as bad as get your booty to the dance pole. That was just as bad. It was just as bad.
Politics is different, ain't it?
No, it's a difference because, the get your ass to the dance pole, that was women doing it themselves. He's a black man who has his women out here talking like, wax that ass up.
It was wax that ass up.
Whatever, same difference. That's what the nigga was saying.
Wax.
It was just as bad and harmful to the community as get your ass to the dance poles.
I don't know, man.
Well, you entitled to your opinion.
I don't know. Maybe so though. Now Barack Obama made sure to come out and show his face.
The president came out.
He decided to show his face. So Barack Obama, 1 year ago, a violent attack on our Capitol made it just clear how fragile the American experiment in democracy really is. Here's my statement on what the anniversary means, and here's what we need to do today.
Man, fuck this speech. Dumb shit.
1 year ago, a violent attack on our Capitol made it clear just how fragile American. We already said that. Okay. The truth is, our democracy is a greater risk today than it was back then. Although initially rejected by many Republicans, the claims that fanned the flames of violence in January 6th have since been embraced by the sizable portion of voters and elected officials. Many of whom have known better. State legislators across the country have not only made it harder to vote, but some have tried to assert power over core election processes, including the ability to certify election results. And those remaining Republican officials and thought leaders have courageously stood their ground and rejected such anti-democratic efforts, have been ostracized, primarily, and driven from the party. Historically, Americans have been defenders of democracy and freedom around the world. When was this? Okay, was it World War I? Maybe. II? Mike, what about Vietnam? What about all the shit they did in South America? The drug running. What about Iraq, Afghanistan?
Fuck that shit. All the shit they did to us. Just staying home.
He said spread democracy, as in foreign. Yeah. How about the bombing that Obama did to Sudan? How about Yemen?
Yeah.
How about what you and Hillary Clinton was doing to Egypt?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get to that later. How about the fact that y'all killed Gaddafi? We'll get to it. Spreading that good old democracy, especially when it's under attack. But we can't serve that role when leading figures in one of our two major political parties are actively undermining democracy at home. We can't set an example when our own leaders are willing to fabricate lies and cast doubt in the results of free and fair elections. So,
you would know Obama.
Now you notice they bringing back up the election allegations.
Because it's election time again.
So now they're saying, listen, the reason why January 6th happened is because they believe, these idiots believe that the election was tampered with.
Rigged. What you mean, you said it was tampered with. What's the difference between saying tampered and rigged?
Different strength behind those words.
Shit, it's the same thing.
All right. So they bring it up. Trump. Biden brought it up in his speech. Now, Obama brought it up in his little letter. It's about, but yeah.
Shit, fuck Obama. I got a gripe with his ass. I still haven't got over the fact that his ass make us pay for medical insurance.
Oh, yeah.
That most of us don't even use.
Well, I mean, should you not have insurance even if you don't use it?
But that's my right as an American citizen to decide if I want to have insurance or not.
So you're against Medicare for all?
If they're going to pay for it, yeah. I'm for Medicaid for Medicare for all.
But you're paying for it now.
Out of my pocket.
But you would pay for it then, too. They just put everybody will be paying into it.
No. It's supposed
You're
they're
not
supposed to pay for it. No.
I'm like, fuck that. Oh,
I'm sure that, and then it's going up too.
I'm pretty sure it is. Go up
Because of the
day.
deaths.
Oh, we're gonna get to that too.
So medical insurance is going up.
We're gonna get to that. All right. So this is what the Guardian is now saying, what they call Big Red.
Yeah.
The next U.S. Civil War is already here. We just refuse to see it. I agree.
It's been going on for about a year or two.
The culture war started in 2008 with Obama.
But it got really bad.
It got turned up a couple notches because the media did it that way under Trump. And because we had the internet, it was way more popular. Obama wasn't tweeting like that. Trump, he just set shit on fire.
Anybody be allowed back on Twitter?
I think end of this year, right?
At the end of this year?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was the beginning of this year.
No, I think it's either the end of this year or the beginning of 2023.
Man, shit.
But the culture war been started since like 2008. So now we're reaching the level. This culture war has nothing to do with niggas. So I'm bringing this up.
Well, niggas including themselves in it though.
Yeah, some niggas are. This really ain't got nothing to do with you. You just got to sit back.
You supposed to just be sitting back watching the show. Eating some popcorn.
The right has recognized that the system is in collapse and it has a plan. Violence and solidarity with treasonous far-right factions. Nobody wants what's coming, so nobody wants to see what's coming. On the eve of the first Civil War, the most intelligent, the most informed, the most dedicated people in the United States could not see it coming. Even when Confederate soldiers began their bombardment of Fort Sumter, shout out, nobody believed that the conflict was inevitable. The North was unprepared for the war. They had no weapons. Now, who was talking about Civil War just 2 years ago? Wasn't it Republicans?
Yep.
But now it's the Democrats are talking Civil War.
They really the warmongers.
Both of them are warmongers.
Yeah, but the Democratic Party is far more. They both are wicked. I'm not trying to justify the evil of evil, but that damn Democratic Party just wicked as hell.
Yeah. The American polity is cracked and might collapse. Canada must prepare. The U.S. is becoming increasingly ungovernable, and some experts believe it could descend into civil war. What should Canada do?
What does y'all do with Canada?
Because they're your neighbor. You can't have a superpower like America going to a civil war. See, the difference is all of a sudden America, you're gonna be expect to accept some of their refugees possibly. When war happens, people get displaced. Now we know in America, because it's over 300 million people, it's gonna be a very small segment of people that could possibly be doing this. In particular cities, we know it's gonna be some important Oregon. You're gonna see a lot of Midwest.
Seattle too.
No.
The West Coast in general.
No, I don't think so. It's gonna be mainly Portland. You might get some in Colorado, the Midwest, maybe South Georgia, maybe.
Well, the Republicans already made it clear they want to divide. They want to take the southern states in the middle, and the Democrats can have the East Coast, North.
Now listen to this.
Northwest.
Now this is an opinion piece. Now, is this them saying this, or are they speaking something that they know is going to happen? By 2025, American democracy could collapse, causing extreme domestic political instability, including widespread civil violence. By 2030,
they keep saying 2030 too. They've been saying 2030 for a long time.
They call it the Great Reset. By 2030, if not sooner, the country could be governed by a right-wing dictatorship. So the same way you had the Republicans a little while ago saying, "Oh, we're underneath these Marxists, these communists." The Democrats are communists. Now the Democrats are saying, "Oh, these right-wing dictators, these fascists." It's getting more and more toxic.
It's
as
going
time
down.
goes down. So, and what they say, a war and rumors of war. So this article went on to talk about. I'm not going to read it. It went on to talk about how the Constitution is actually keeping people in hand, keeping people cuffed. How you're not supposed to make society based off of the Constitution. You're supposed to make the Constitution based off of the society. So they want to change things in the Constitution.
Like what?
Exactly. Now you know Ron DeSantis. He's now starting his own military force because he don't want to use the National Guard, because the National Guard is pretty much government control. It's supposed to be state control, the local guard, but it's state control really because they fund it. So he wants to start his own so that the government can't fund his, and he can have full control over it. Because that goes with the vaccine mandates. If Biden says military people must get vaccinated, they got to get it too, even if they're state run, because they're funded by the government. So yeah, war and rumors of war. Now this next thing I want to show. This is the new comms director of Harris, and Harris hires a new comms director, Jamal Simmons. The longtime Democratic operative is a big name. He comes to a staff that's been losing talent.
I've never heard of him before.
Never heard of him. Which means he's an insider guy. He's part of the establishment more than likely.
Is he the cleanup?
He's a cleanup man. Oh shit!
Watch out!
What the hell? All right. This is something he tweeted back in 2010. Just saw 2 undocumented folks talking on MSNBC. One law student, the other a protester. Can someone explain why ICE isn't picking them up?
I agree.
Jesus Christ. Ain't that something Kimler was saying? That's cops talk, ain't it?
Do you disagree with what he's saying?
Yeah, I disagree.
Why?
Because one is a damn law student. They already here.
It doesn't matter. They're illegal. They're undocumented.
I disagree. I don't think you should just go pick them up off the damn street.
Why not? They're not supposed to be here. So anybody should just be able to just roam free in this country and do whatever.
You want them deported?
Huh?
You want them deported?
Yeah, get them out of here.
What's that gonna do?
What you mean what that's gonna do?
What's that gonna do?
I'm gonna let it go.
What do you mean let it go? What's it gonna do?
Wow.
Okay. Now this is another thing he tweeted. Intent, motive matter. George W. Bush let CIA waterboard people, and even though we didn't like it and may have been illegal, he was not impeached because he was doing it to protect the nation. If Bush waterboarded people to get someone to buy his Texas ranch, that would be different. Trump impeachment. What? So the reason why you impeached Trump and not Bush because what he did was for the betterment of the nation. How is going to another country creating false wars for the betterment of your country?
You can't help stupid.
Congress needs to give President Obama the authority to strike in Syria. Our military resolve will help get a political solution.
Warmonger.
Yes, he's a war beater.
That's what he's brought in the White House for.
That's why he has connections to Biden. Obama.
The president of the United States.
Yep.
He was the president of the United States.
Obama, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he said he needs authority to strike.
Yeah.
There's a connection to him.
Obama is our president. He will always be
our
our president.
Now?
No, he's once a president, always a president.
I get it. Nah, that's slick talk you're doing right now.
Once a president, always.
You're learning well, man. You're learning real well. Talk slick to him.
What you about to say? You running well? You learn well, son?
Yeah.
Who you trying to son?
How am I sonning you?
That's sonning me. You like, nigga, you done lost your mind.
All right, here we go. All right. About to swing on me. The death stage he just gave me. Chill out.
You know, niggas don't miss shit.
Yeah, you caught it. You like, hold on, what you say?
You try to cut it off real quick. No, nigga, it done came out your mouth.
All right, whatever, man.
You smoking something over there.
All right,
so yeah, remember when I was talking earlier about the youngest? And he tried to son me.
So wait, all right.
Niggas be wildin'.
Back for my break now. All right. Next topic.
Tried.
Hold on, I'm sorry, that came in wrong. All right. Next topic.
Oh, look at these clowns.
Tell you what, boy. Publicity, that's all people care about now. There's no such thing.
Good or bad?
There's no such thing as bad publicity. All right. So if you've been paying attention to anything on media, on YouTube in particular, with the podcast, these dudes and they podcast. And by the way, I got cut on Twitter. I saw a black girl. She said, every black man in America got a podcast. Then she said, Lord, please take this podcast equipment from black men.
Hell no. Y'all gonna hear this. Y'all gonna get this word.
Yeah, niggas finally can talk.
You gonna learn today. Oh, you gonna learn today.
But back to this. So if you've been paying attention to the podcast scene, or whatever shows or whatever you call it, I don't really call this a podcast. We just
talking shit.
Yeah, we get on here.
Talking shit, giving a little info.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do.
So there's this show or podcast, whatever you want to call it, called Fresh and Fit. Pretty sure you know about it.
They're not even Black American.
We talked about this before, how when we reacted to them having to kick one of those girls out. And we said, oh, this is what they're using now for shock jock. This is what these guys are, shock jocks. And just like radio, when radio first came out, it was DJs, talking in between songs. That's it. They would introduce a new song. That's all DJs did.
Mm-hmm.
You have the voice and the charisma to introduce a song. That's it. Then radio hosts turned into guys who ran the whole show. Then shock jocks came along at some point, and it kind of died down. We're in the era of the shock jock in podcasting, where everybody who has a show or a pod, who got a platform, large platform, whenever their numbers start dwindling a little bit, when they start losing a little steam, they start saying things purposely to get attention.
Yep. I also said that their views were starting to dwindle when they started having more Black women on their platform.
No, their views started dwindling when everybody on YouTube in that sphere started attacking them.
No, I mean they're using Black women to get.
Oh yeah.
Not like because Black women got on the platform, the views started dropping.
So you saying when their views started dropping,
they started including Black women onto their platform.
No, I think that their audience started getting blacker because the Black YouTube people started dealing with them. Kevin Samuels, academics, they started talking about them.
They used to have a whole bunch of white women,
a lot of white women on their show,
or Spanish women on their show.
We say Cuban because they're in Miami.
If they did have a Black woman on there, it was one. She was normally of a ambiguous, multiracial, or she was a Valley Girl type.
So you see here, clip of Fresh and Fit podcast host lambasting Black women, calling them Shaquanas, resurfaced amid Age Doll incident. Social media users are calling out in Fresh and Fit podcast for allegedly antagonizing Black women. The backlash comes after host Myron Gaines got into a verbal altercation with guest Asia Doll. So Asia Doll, I know her because she was with the dude, if I'm not mistaken, she was with the dude King Von, the dude who was killed from Chicago. So she went on the show. They had a back and forth. Apparently she came on the show later on, and so they were already, some level of arguments that had already been had.
Which is that's what it's turned into, right?
What?
Fresh and Fit.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They kind of bring women on to call themselves trying to alpha male check these women. It's like, ooh, like that's another thing. Everybody ain't no alpha male.
No.
This term alpha male, it doesn't even exist anyway. Like when you say alpha male, you're saying it to define a certain type of man. You got to say, well, every man has to be the same type of man to be a quote unquote alpha male. Not every quote unquote alpha male is the loudest person in the room. Not every alpha male talk to people a certain way. Some people just, close to themselves. They just kind of look. The false bravado is what people use. It's like pickup artists.
Mm-hmm.
When you're 14, 15 years old, you go on the internet for the first time. You hear about these pickup artists. How do I get girls? And then you get older, you realize this shit is bullshit. There's no science. There's no way to get women. You just get them if you get them. Like it is what it is.
Certain factors play in.
Yeah, it's like
your attractiveness, your charisma,
your money. Your money can play a factor a little bit. But it's like there's no way to do this. So now you got these dudes call themselves alpha males and purporting that they know the right way to be a man and they know the right way that women should act.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not totally against the idea of men controlling certain situations in their household or with their women.
Oh, no. The man's definitely supposed to run the house.
Yeah. But when you're on the internet talking to strange women, there's a certain decorum you should have towards them. Well, I can't really say that because that level of respect isn't always given from the opposite direction either.
Well, I don't think you should be going back and forth.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be getting on the internet purposely trying to start arguments with women.
And that's what you have a lot of people do. You have a lot of people get on the internet purposefully to start arguments to get tension.
So I'm gonna show the clip.
Calm down. Sorry.
Of her walking out right quick. All right.
Calm down. I'm sorry. He's hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm very calm, but it's like
Like, bro, you got to show a little bit of respect on the platform.
It's cool, bro. You talking about shit. I say you mean. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to say?
That's not the truth, though.
You mad about saying mean? You grown as hell.
Well?
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Well, you know the difference.
So earlier on the show,
he would not give her. He wouldn't look at her. He wasn't giving her any eye contact. But when she was talking to him, she looked directly at him.
Let me say this. This girl is from Chicago. Well, I don't know if she's from Chicago. Let me rephrase that. She was dating a thorough nigga from Chicago. She not intimidated by his sternness, his trying to poke out his chest and deepen his voice. She's not intimidated by that. You're right. She looked him dead in his face and said, "You a grown ass man." He won't.
Even though we believe this has probably got some scripting.
Yeah, there might
scripted
be
for her to boost up her career too.
Yeah, she is a celebrity.
Sorry, y'all. We gonna tell the fucking truth.
She is a
this
celebrity.
could be used for her to get more steam for her career, but we gonna play
because I believe this First and Fifth dudes they've sold into being the bad guys.
Yeah, they the villains of YouTube.
They don't mind it. It's like we get views either way. Either you hate us or you love us. We still can get views off of this.
So we'll pretend we'll go along with the script.
You can come on the show and we'll be the bad guy. So that's just a theory, by the way. We don't know.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't. You're right.
He wouldn't look at her. He was looking at straight across from him.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
There's a little back and forth. So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times he told her to chill.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but I said he mean. Why he want to stop the shit?
Well,
do some dramatic.
Because you don't know what was going on.
We are
I don't know.
It's good though, bro.
Why would you piss you off?
Chill, bro. It's all right. We all right. We good.
He want to moan and get us slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all right.
I want to leave.
Let's keep the
Don't leave, please.
I
won't.
Please. Okay, just like from here on out, like please, one at a time because we're going to be short right now.
Start
Okay?
over. I promise I won't say nothing. I promise.
This is the 5th time.
Okay.
You said that last time.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's start it over. Okay.
When a man approached me in a club, I like to smell good cologne and like to see jewelry on him.
Bro.
And of course, buy me a drink.
I got something to say.
There be some broke niggas with some jewelry now. God damn.
Hold on. How much times you been to a club and you 21?
Wait, what I'm saying.
What cologne though? What cologne?
It smells good.
Don't be fooled by the jewelry now. Come on now. Don't say that.
About the jewelry.
So all you need is jewelry and cologne. That's it.
Nah, I mean, it's all about hygiene.
I know
and,
a couple niggas ain't got no jewels, man. That's rich.
Of course, when you want like a man approach you want them to look good. So nothing wrong with that.
Listen, dude.
Don't let them diamonds fool you, babe. Don't do that.
All right.
Oh, I'm babe
now? Nah. I'm just talking in general. Don't get me beat up, but.
No. We end the show after this. After this, okay, cool. Yeah, 20 and up. All right, Kane Lester said $20. The sprinkles have Omicron. Okay. We got DJ says, Dan, when Agent O sat down, she made all the other girls look busted.
So she left.
So he walked out and then she left?
Yeah.
Why did he leave though? It was done and over with.
Like I said, it might be some scripted shit to it. But anyway, that happened. I didn't really think that was pretty low as far as the stuff he get into with other women. They kick each other out. She swing on. Didn't the woman swing on academics? Like
he walked out on something minor like that when we've seen clips of.
I think it might have been a certain level of because the person he would have been yelling at is a celebrity. It's different when it's some chick, around the way versus this woman who has a lot of clout on the internet.
It's like, was he intimidated by her because he wouldn't even look at her?
I didn't want to accuse him of that, but so-called alpha male, he wouldn't look this woman in the face. Like I said, I don't know if it was some acting going on or if he was just intimidated by her, but then because of that came out.
It's funny, I never used that one, bro. What about the black dating app called?
This ends up being revealed. And you know who the one who put it out?
Who?
I'm pretty sure it was a Shade Room, one of those websites. So they said on their, I think it was on their Patreon, someone asked them about a black dating site called Black.
Yeah.
I've seen the girl from Bernie Mac show. The girl from Bernie Mac show has an ad.
Promoted it.
She advertised it.
And it was promoted a little bit on YouTube.
A little bit.
But they ain't gonna promote that heavily.
So they asked him about that, and these were their comments.
It's funny, I never used that one, bro. What about the black dating app called Black? It's funny, I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay. So last one, guys. Final
round.
Now we're not going to mention names for certain reasons, right?
Yes.
For a bunch of legal implications. But if you guys are in our
So
you have a dark-skinned black man saying how he don't do night riders.
I want to focus on this part.
Uniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Uniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
So he, as an example of black women, he used LaQuisha,
which is a
black American name.
Exactly.
I know I'm not saying only black Americans, but for the most part, when you hear that name, you think of a black American.
I don't know nobody outside.
Just in case somebody got that name.
Well, if they do, oh well.
So he wasn't speaking about black women then. He was speaking about particular black women, a stereotype of a black American woman. Now, keep in mind, this dude is East African, if I'm not mistaken.
He definitely look it.
And the other guy's Haitian. Let me say this to any possible chance, any black women that watch this, please don't let this dude paint people as villains. There's enough villains.
And we see a lot of y'all Haitian dudes got YouTube channels that be going to South Americas and be hooking up with these South American women. Talking about you going there looking for black people, but somehow you don't be with black people when you go there.
So please don't create more villains. Let these dudes be the villains. Please. That's all I ask. This was stupid. Now, this was on their Patreon. Clearly, this was said on purpose, because when he said it, they giggled. Not saying they don't believe what they said, but they said this on purpose.
It's not necessarily about them believing what they said. It's about them putting out, it's like them adding more gasoline to the fire. It's already a fire. You know, black women, especially dark-skinned women, already deal with low self-esteem.
Do they?
I'm not going to put that on all.
Yeah, don't do that.
Some dark-skinned women deal with low self-esteem because of how they view themselves. They believe that, all people have the same, like a beauty standard. Yeah. I suppose it's universal, but that's not true. I would say this. There are some people who you would go, they would say, everybody would say that's universal. Everybody would find that person
attractive. Universal beauty, yeah. Beauty is not...
But just because somebody is attractive does not mean that you are attracted to them.
Beauty is not an eye of the beholder. Beauty is pretty universal. The difference is sexual attraction. That's two different things.
Exactly.
You can find somebody attractive, beautiful and not.
And you can say there's no chemistry there. Yeah. There's no sexual tension between us.
So, yeah. But another thing that came from this is
you gotta go in on another one.
Joe Budden calls Fresh and Fit podcast host ignorant and stands up for black women amid Age of Dolls drama. Now, Joe Budden has crazy shit popping off the last 2 years. Really his whole career in the industry. So you already know what was said when he said this. Now, Joe Budden is the top past podcast guy. So maybe that's why he felt the need to comment on this, because this is about podcasting. So I'm going to read his address to them.
Excuse me, sorry. That's a long.
He says, now I don't normally do the repost another pod thing because one, I just don't, and two, some stuff just don't deserve to be highlighted. But today I'll make an exception. Now, what is the purpose of making an exception today? We supposed to infer that it's because it's about black women. Yeah. And I just can't stand for you talking about black women this way. And by the way, I fuck with Joe. It's just, we gotta keep a buck.
Yeah, we fuck with Joe, but
I don't know these two doofs, but they don't get to do this. Too ignorant, inexperienced, insecure, fragile, and weak, but it's still gimmick to not be seen through. Black women are everything, especially beautiful. Every kind of beautiful too. So to hear this from them, LOL, is laughable, but it's not. It's not y'all don't date black women, fam. Black women won't date y'all. I can tell. So you harbor this hate and base opinions off as if they're been outside long enough to even know yourself. And y'all are angry about this, just not angry enough to use them. These idiots know most podcasts can't get off the ground or gain any traction with love or hate from black women. It's true. Black women are the biggest consumer of entertainment, so you need
because Kevin Samuels' platform really didn't start popping until he had the infamous average at best.
Exactly. Both act as fuel. This is nothing more than a cheap, tasteless heave to at a payday. The words don't match the actions. If you hate them, do it without them. Skip the topic. Don't have them as guests. You clearly don't know how to host them. Don't cater convo towards them. Say no to every dollar, view, like, download, subscription generated directly or indirectly by them. Then I'll believe you. This is just pure laziness, among other things. If you can't find a funny, creative way to be inclusive or discuss dating, then go back to the drawing board. I'll skip the lecture on self-hatred. Just be glad they made it so easy to spot. You see it? I'm pretty sure you saw in the comment there. The first comment was, I wonder what all of Joe's Latino baby mamas and girlfriends have to say about it.
I'm going to say this. Joe Budden's first kid, the mother of his child, is a darker skinned black American woman.
Mm-hmm.
However, Joe has decided to venture off into a Dykeman a couple times and just gotten lost and has a hard time coming back over, to the other parts of New York. But needless to say, I applaud him for saying something, and I hope what he's saying is genuine. And I just want to say this. When I talk about the wigs on this platform, it's not to make fun, even though sometimes it is lighthearted fun. It's not to make fun and poke at black women. It's for me personally to say, I prefer you in your natural state. I don't think the wigs enhance your beauty. I think you look better when you don't have wigs on. That's not,
That don't work, man. We've been saying that for 30 years.
It's not to say, and when they hear that, they go, well, what you trying to say when I have on wigs?
When I'm wearing it,
well, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I mean, it's not trying to have a moment. It's not trying to be laughter right now. It's serious. We have a serious problem with accepting us for how we look. Like, there's nothing wrong with you wearing your natural hair. If it can't get some dreads. You know how attractive women are with dreads?
Yeah. Have you rock your little fro?
Rock your little fro.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But I understand that, this society has done a number on us.
Now, after she said what she said about his Latino baby mamas, a guy responded, so even when a black man defends black women, y'all still want to be negative because he's not with a black woman? You don't have to be in a romantic relationship with a black woman to defend them. Isn't that what y'all want?
But that kind of defeats the point, though, because if you defending a black woman, if you say black women are so beautiful, then why can't you find a black woman?
This is why it looks crazy.
Sir, you're not making sense of what you said.
If black women are so amazing and necessary and beautiful,
then go get you one.
It's like a person who I'm not even going that far.
And he has 643 likes.
Because people agree with him.
We're the only. It's interesting that we view that you can have love for your community, but you can still date outside and marry and be with other people outside your community. I just completely disagree with that. Call me Dr. Umar Johnson.
That's the sad part. Dr. Umar has became a meme because he's pro his people being with his people, their own people.
And people make fun. It's like it's not funny. It's not a joke.
It's one of those situations where if you so for your people, the most pro your people thing you can do is have a child with a woman as part of your people.
As Rick says, black man, black woman, black babies. It's so simple.
It's so simple. But it's just...
It's hard. It's hard. It's a struggle.
It is what it is, man.
They go be with a big jaw.
Look at, what's his name?
I can't tell you how
Dr.
many.
Dre, now ex-wife.
Look at Khloe Kardashian. Big jaw. Kendall. Big jaw. Look at Kim. All that surgery and work they've done to their body and their face.
Speaking of celebrities, Look at this. Celebrity-obsessed people are less intelligent, new study boldly claims. Obsessed with Kim Kardashian's butt, can't get enough of somebody getting back to Bennifer. Who's that? Bennifer getting back together?
Jennifer Lopez and Ben, that white dude.
Is it? I don't know. Chances are you're an idiot, at least according to Hungarian academics. New research has deemed people obsessed with Hollywood gossip and A-list celebrities to not be that smart, which would certainly come to a blow to those who love poring over the pages of tabloid magazines and turning into reality TV. The study published by BMC Psychological late last year asserts that there are direct associations between celebrity worship and poor performance on cognitive tests, measuring both literacy and numeracy.
Are we only speaking on celebrities, as in acting?
I think
in reality, are athletes included in this as well?
I mean, celebrity in general.
Okay,
but let's be honest. Celebrity has stretched to the internet.
YouTubers,
influencers,
yeah,
YouTubers, podcasters,
Instagrammers.
So celebrity has transformed from television screen to anything.
It's not even necessary. I don't know too many people who have cable.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know nobody. Everybody I know, I ain't got cable. I got Netflix or
Hulu.
That is a form of. There's still a form of
streaming.
TV, streaming service, but yeah.
But right here, when it said that there's a direct association between celebrity worship and poor performance on cognitive tests for measuring both literacy and numeracy, you know that there's a thing that came out. Go on Google right now and type in United States citizens can't read. And it'll tell you that the average U.S. citizen reads at an 8th grade level.
I can believe it.
When you type stuff on the internet and people just interpret it the wrong way, most people can't read. Most people lack comprehension like a mug. You can say something and they'll say you said something totally different. You go, what? I just said it's right there in Word.
No,
I text,
you didn't.
And they'll just, most people can't read. The average American reads at an 8th grade level.
Trump talking about that, wasn't he, with Candace Owens?
I don't know.
He made a comment saying that how China we're 45th country.
Yes, in some type of education. Yeah,
that's pretty bad for us to be at number 45.
Unfortunately, we got to say this: the average black boy is behind in his reading, which gets ignored
because he's not motivated to pursue anything outside of sports.
So the average black boy, I think they said, has a 3rd grade reading level or something like that. We're talking about middle schoolers, high schoolers reading at 3rd grade levels.
That's why when they go into when they become celebrities, they get shit out of their money and stuff.
Yeah, they can't read a
contract. They don't read their contracts.
Yeah,
they have financial people looking over their stuff,
and they rob them.
They rob them.
Yeah.
This way, you have a lot of people. At least you have some though that are going back to school to get their GEDs and getting a higher level of education. So,
the study asked 1,763 Hungarian adults to undertake a 30-word vocabulary test and digit symbol substitution test before completing a celebrity aptitude scale questionnaire to determine their level of interest in famous people. Participants had to answer yes or no to a series of statements on the celebrity aptitude scale, including I often feel compelled to learn the personal habits of my favorite celebrity, and I am obsessed by the details of my favorite celebrity's life. Another yes or no statement read, if I were lucky enough to meet my favorite celebrity and she asked me to do something illegal as a favor, I would probably do it. Remember when that running meme was running around when people was asking the question, would you take $500,000 or to have a sit down with Jay-Z? And you had niggas saying Jay-Z, and it's like,
have a what?
Would you rather take $500,000 or have an interview with Jay-Z over brunch? And niggas was saying Jay-Z, Travis. We know it was the whole Avengers. It was the Jay-Z worshipers, but it was just like, if you sat down with Jay-Z, he would laugh in your face and say, why wouldn't you take the money?
I wouldn't sit down with Jay-Z for $5.
Like, I don't want to talk to you. Who are you?
What we got to talk about?
What am I going to talk to you about? I'm not into music, so I'm not going to learn nothing from you.
If I had a conversation with Jay-Z, be like, nigga, you need to repent for what you're doing.
You repent, motherfucker.
Repent, motherfucker.
Or you die.
You and your wife into heavy witchcraft and Luciferian. You done rob people to steal in the street. You done blackball people.
They gonna put you in the headlock. They gonna put you in the headlock and drag you out. Get him out of here.
Fuck you, but I ain't done yet, son of a bitch.
But yeah, people was choosing Jay-Z over $500,000, and that's when it was like, this. I'm wondering,
We finished. You are finished.
Was that because the internet is full of a bunch of bots and fake questions? Was that a question for them?
Oh, now we're rushing bots.
Was that a question just to see how dumbed down people were, just to test it? And you had niggas in they suits and bow ties with a college degree saying, I'm talking to Jay-Z and get the knowledge and I can earn that $500K. It's like, take the $500K and invest it then if you want to do that.
You remember Cole off of Martin? He said, if I had $500, I'd kill myself.
Like, nigga, you can't spend for $500, I'd kill myself. Like, nigga, you still
Renting spoons.
Renting spoons. Boy, that was the funniest. Renting spoons. Get the fuck out of here.
Thick ass.
No thick ass code. But yeah, another yes or no. Researchers found that the high scores on the celebrity aptitude test correlated with low performance on a two cognitive ability tests. Participants were also asked about their income, material wealth, and levels of education in order to gain their most detailed possible picture possible. Now, let me say this. There's some instances where people might find and look through celebrities' history and stuff just because they want to learn more about what's going on in the industry. There's a deeper way to look at things. Not everybody that look up celebrities is doing it because they worship them.
Or are they wanting to sit down with Jay-Z to pick his brain of how he's been successful and being an entrepreneur and all this blah 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 stuff? But still, no.
No, that's the
nigga.
excuse.
I can learn that shit on my own.
That's the excuse they use, and it was like, you out of $500K though. You have no money to do what he said to do. But yeah,
you can go find a mentor for that.
However,
life coach.
However, the researchers were unable to determine whether celebrity obsessed performed poorly on a cognitive test because they used their brain power thinking about A-listers, or whether they were fixated on Hollywood gossip because they were already less intelligent to begin with. In other words, it's unclear whether celebrity worshiping is cause of or consequence of low cognitive function. The researcher said, therefore, further study is required.
Man, all these people are witches. I'm gonna go sit down with a witch. Cast spells on me. I'll be gone for 3 months. Come back saying I was trafficked.
Let's jump to this topic right quick.
We're not shocked at all, though.
Not at all. Speaking of celebrity, because they've turned politicians into celebrities, by the way. Politicians are now celebrities.
Politicians are now celebrities.
Last year's most popular celebrity was, the year before last, but now we're in 2022. 2020's most popular celebrity was Kumo.
It's amazing how they build you up and they tear you down. They built him up on a higher level than the president, Donald Trump.
He wasn't above Trump.
Yes, they were.
Not above. No, you mean they held him higher?
They held him higher. Yeah. They're saying how, he gets on here every day talking about the COVID and numbers. Such a leader. This is what the president should be doing. And Trump,
Manhattan DA office will not charge Kumo with COVID nursing home deaths. Lawyer.
We're not surprised. Those old people lives don't matter. There's less Social Security checks they got to give out.
Not only that, no charges for Kumo after the Albany DA decided to drop groping cases. Now, keep in mind, the DA actually said there was credible evidence that he was groping them. Allegedly, he groped a damn state trooper, female state trooper.
I believe it.
Yeah, he's an Italian dude. Yes, of course. In New York, he was funneling all these women.
Folks, this is how you know when the cases are real, because they go like Joe Biden's accuser, Ashley, how the woman perfectly described everything and it made sense. It coincided with her life, her getting divorced and her husband, it ruined her.
Yeah.
That made sense.
It made sense. It was in the court document.
She had a backup information explaining how this affected her life.
Ignored it. Now, this is what they did. So last year, 2020 COVID hit. They go into the lockdown. The lockdown stopped because the protests start for George Floyd. Time goes on. Around the same time, Kumo is getting on television every day, telling people about COVID and the numbers and quote unquote calming them down and all that stuff. Keep in mind, this is after the media brought people into a hysteria by showing fake trucks full of dead bodies. That gets ignored. They showed trucks and ambulances full of dead bodies, knowing that was not how things was going. So people are scared out of their mind. And then you got
been fake dead bodies though.
I'm not saying the bodies were fake. I'm saying they weren't what they were saying they were. So then you got this guy coming on TV, calming people down, quote unquote, and they put him on such a high level. He's on Saturday Night Live. He's getting an award. Did he win a Grammy or Oscar?
He won an Oscar.
Was it an Oscar?
Oscar? No, he won an Emmy.
Yeah, Emmy. I'm sorry. He won an Emmy. They just had to find a reason to award him. Then he goes on, and the people are saying at this time, man, this dude, he should run for president. Biden should just drop out.
I mean, he did. He should have won it because he was a great actor.
They said Biden should just drop out, and Bernie should just drop out and just let Cuomo go or let him be his VP something. But it didn't happen.
Then
2020 ends.
The nursing home.
The nursing home thing.
The death camp.
The nursing home thing pops up, but it's not really talked about. It's not really talked about at first. It's, you know who talking about it. The Republicans are talking about it because he's a Democrat.
It is still not talked about.
It's not.
The groping allegations is not talked about.
Then the groping allegations come up and it's not really talked about.
But
then after the election, Joe Biden wins. All of a sudden, it's talked about. And they're not really talking about the nursing home. They're talking about the groping.
But, Gail didn't invite Cuomo.
So then
on to talk about it.
He get ran out by Letitia James. This woman here. This is the woman who got him out. So they used her to get Cuomo. I don't know what Cuomo did. But we got to think about this is New York. Who could Cuomo piss off that's affiliated with New York to get him out of here? I'm going to say a name.
Who?
Hillary Clinton. But I don't know if it was her. What did Cuomo do to piss him off where they used this black woman to get him up out of here? And the first thing Cuomo did when the heat started getting high, he ran to the black voters. We talked about it. Go watch the video. The first people he went and ran to were his black voters to protect himself. And niggas in New York was polling high with him. They actually liked him still. It was like, you niggas is just...
Can't make this shit up.
Then they finally get him out. But they got him out on the sexual groping thing, not the nursing home. Now we're in 2022. Oh, and by the way, we're not doing that. He's gone now. It's okay. So,
and you know what? Same thing with his brother.
His brother got kicked out. Now his brother allegedly behind the scene was helping him find info on the accusers.
So is he gonna come back to television in a year or two?
Now that's the thing. Does Cuomo end up on CNN or MSNBC
or Fox?
I don't think he goes to Fox. Do he go straight Republican because of this? Just go scorched earth? Do a tell-all or something? So what I got to ask the question is...
Don's going to be very upset.
They dropped the charges, which means he did something to pay somebody back. They made him turn they took all the money back that he got for the book. They took his Emmy back, I think. What did he have to pay to get them off of his back? What did he do to betray them where they got on him?
Something happened.
You know what he can't do now?
Or maybe it was a ritual.
Maybe so. But you know what he can't do now? He can't run for president.
No, he definitely running for president.
And he was one of the people was thinking 2024.
Maybe that's why they did it. They didn't want him no longer to be even possibly considered a candidate for running for president.
So if they don't want him running 2024, that means they got plans. So who they got planned to do this?
We shall see.
All right. So now, let's go to the next one. We're going back to the MetaVerse.
Oh, the MetaVerse.
All right. The MetaVerse. The MetaVerse is being painted as this VR gaming experience where you can sit down with people that you can't be in front of.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know for the last 2 years, they've gotten people used to not being around people. You talked about it. Hell, traffic right now is lower than it was 2 years ago, but it's not as low as it was during the height of the pandemic. And people complaining about there's too many cars on the street. It's not even no cars on the street. People still complaining there's cars. It's just so slow because you got used to it flying down the road. That's why all these car crashes happening.
And Sunday, I mean, nobody used to really be out on Sunday anyway, but damn, people like, fuck it. I'm going out. I'll never be caged again in the house.
So now they got you used to being by yourself at home. But we got to find a way to make this seem more realistic. Because if you just on here with a thing on your face and you're standing in front of these characters that don't look real, it's not going to captivate you. We need a way to make you have an emotional tie to this. So how do we convince people to have an emotional tie to a virtual world? Well, you got people buying land in a virtual world. Celebrities buying land, creating worlds of their own. And they marketed this with black people. And when you look at how they market it, it's almost like they're saying, hey, niggas, you failed. You lost this one. You lost in the real world.
No, they saying you'll never get it in this world, so go get it in the other world.
You lost in the real world. Go to this, try again in this another world.
But they're going to be taxing your ass there too.
So now you got to ask the question, okay, if this is a new world, virtual reality, is there a leader of this world?
Well, that's to be.
Can the rules be changed? Are there rules?
I'm waiting to see who that's going to be.
We know who that's going to be. Zucker, whatever his name is creating his own world.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg, he's creating his own world. Now I'm going to show y'all this. This is I guess you call it what's the word I'm looking for?
Comments are turned off. Wow.
Of course, you got the likes, everything turned off.
Oh, they wasn't even getting like 200 likes for them to turn that off.
Yeah, they
So you know what? Even though they turn off the dislike, you could still tell by how many likes the video
based off
has
the bar.
By the number.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
then
crazy.
there's an extension you can use, but you still see dislikes. But this woman, she did she came on here, the Meta thing, and discussed her creating her own world or environment in the metaverse. This is a black woman they brought on. Well, her name is Jackie Anna, founder of this company. She's going to discuss what her plans is in the metaverse. And like I said, they've been using a lot of celebrities to push this. That means this can't fail. They need people to be into this.
Tell me a bit about how you got started in social media.
So, rewind back to 2009. As it pertains to like beauty, I would go to like a makeup counter or go makeup shopping, and I always felt rejected, always felt othered. So I got so frustrated that eventually I was like, you know what? Not only am I gonna like not listen to them, but I'm gonna show other people how I'm making it work with my skin tone too.
How did you go from creating content, creating videos, to a product? You just, have a brand called Forever Mood. It's huge on Instagram shopping.
So Forever Mood was not only a bit of a love letter to me and my relationship with my mom. That's how we bond, was through fragrance ever since childhood. But it's been doing amazing, and we've actually been getting a lot of support.
Jackie, this space is pretty magical, and I know it kind of reflects the stuff you love. Like, tell me a bit about what you love and why this represents you.
Okay, so first thing, color is everything. I love pastels. You can see it in the brand. You can see it like a lot of times in what I wear. With the metaverse, when we're curating collections or even just brainstorming, this would be a great way to like gather us all together and literally kind of create atmospheres and environments and moods to just kind of enhance creativity. And then if I can invite people, it would be like inviting them in my home. You know what I mean? It'd be like bringing them into a piece of me. So I would want them to feel some of the things that I feel when I step into my house or when I light my candles.
Interacting with people in comments and having a conversation is a way to kind of get your fan excited about interacting with you, but also you feel like you get a connection to your community.
Too. Yeah.
And so this idea of reaching kind of into the comment section and pulling a fan in and having a conversation is pretty powerful. And, and it humanizes that person on the other end, of that comment. And I think there's
You see, this is how they create the emotional attachment. I can go to this world and meet my favorite celebrity. We just talked about this. So how many people are going to join the metaverse just because a celebrity said, hey, I'm going to be on tonight. I'm having a concert in the metaverse. Be sure to be there. So now, and this is going to go into the celebrity thing I'm about to say. This is how they're going to have to create laws.
Now, this is the crazy part.
Now, look at this.
Can you imagine?
The metaverse's dark side. Here come harassment and assaults. As Meta and other companies bet big on immersive digital world, questions about its harms are rising. Janelle Siggins recently strapped on a Oculus Quest virtual reality headset to play her favorite shooter game, Population 1. Once she turned on the game, she maneuvered her avatar into a virtual lobby in the immersive digital world and waited for the action to begin. But as she waited, another player's avatar approached her, The stranger. This is a avatar. It's not a real person, but it's a stranger. Then simulated groping and ejaculating onto her avatar. Miss Sagan said, shocked, he asked the player whose avatar appeared male to stop. Appeared male. So this could have been it's not a person.
What's the difference in those what's the name of that game? Where you be driving around?
GTA?
Yeah. And they be fighting with people.
Yeah.
They be going up to women.
But see, that's the thing. This is virtual reality. So it's more personal. It's you.
So can you have a trial in virtual
See, now
world?
you know where I'm going.
And can you be sentenced to prison in the virtual world, but in the real world you free?
So you're locked
how does that
out,
work?
You're locked out of the virtual world, which will become the real world. Now listen to this. Let's say we just talked about celebrity worship. A celebrity announces I'm on VR tonight. He or she goes into their world. A bunch of fans get into the world, but it's orderly. Stay orderly. Let's say a person like, I don't worship you. I'm coming here to troll. Come up and walk up to the celebrity and smack their avatar.
Yeah, that's what people gonna do.
And just troll. So how do you combat that? Banned.
So they want you to when they want you to go to this virtual world.
They want you to treat it real.
They want you to treat it real. They don't want you to go on there and trolling and being. They want you to pretend like you're actually a real person
in a real world with consequences.
Wow. Well,
so if I come up to this celebrity and I decide I want to just make fun of something, they can ban me from their world. Ban for a certain amount. That's jail.
Yeah.
Now I got to go into this fake world and actually restrain myself and act like this is real. This matters. Yeah. Or I might lose access to the meta. I might lose access to the virtual world.
I don't give a damn.
Which might impact certain situations even worse, because if the real world, I can't go out, or we in the middle, they announce, oh, there's a new thing happening. Everybody stay home. Just stay in the metaverse this week. We locking down. Nobody goes to work. This is 20 years down the line. Let's think about this. Random lockdown. Everybody stay home and just go to the meta tonight. Oh, I can't go because I'm banned.
Are you gonna have people still trying to get on?
It's gonna be
the metaverse.
Now people gonna have fake hacking ways to get in. And how far does this go?
It goes pretty far.
Are there jobs in the metaverse? Can I go to work in the metaverse?
Listen, this is beyond my
your purview, as they go.
I'm always gonna be living in the real world. I don't want to go and experience the metaverse.
It's gonna expand to this right here too. Now this is when it goes to it's gonna go this far quick. We just saw this woman accuse this woman is accused somebody of sexually assaulting her in a virtual world. So our brothel's gonna be in this metaverse.
Probably so.
Sex gonna be sold in the metaverse.
Probably so.
They already got VR porn. So they can easily get into this. So watch this. Now this is over in one of these Asian countries. Now we know Asia is way further along than
Japan,
this.
Ain't it?
Japan, yeah. It's an Asian country.
Say the name. Yeah.
Say the name.
The name.
We know they are way further along in this technology than the Western, quote unquote, Western world.
Which is not a bad thing. Let them be far, far, far.
But look what these people are doing in public. Now, some of this is in America too, but it's way more normalized over there. They have robot brothels. They worry way further. Watch this. This dude is simulating sex in a VR world.
So we see him
with a doll
banging out this blowout doll.
But you see on the screen.
But for him, he's actually
it's a woman there, or at least an avatar there.
Shit, sad.
What happens with us? No, this is when it starts going to a certain mind. There are people who this can happen to, and they can never go. Like they're gone.
Some people ain't never gonna leave the metaverse,
bruh. It's gonna, and this is just this single part. I can put any woman's face, body in this fake world and simulate it. Some of these dudes gonna be gone.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. I want the real thing. I don't want.
Some of these dudes are going to be gone.
Listen, the Most High know what He was doing when He made us be able to be here physically.
It's a reason why He made it physical.
We don't need to go to the metaverse to get,
Now,
you know what they have? They got self-esteem issues with themselves.
Yeah.
So to sexually satisfy people, they got to go off into the meta world and pretend that they have something they don't
you
have.
talking shit about them? Okay.
Yeah.
But now there's another side of this. Right now, we know OnlyFans is popular. OnlyFans right now can go in the metaverse and be $1 billion industry. I can go into this virtual world and get with this dude. I'm not even getting with him. I'm not doing my avatar and his avatar. I'm not having sex with him, but I'm having sex with him, and he got to pay me.
Well,
OnlyFans and Meta. I'm surprised they don't be announced soon. OnlyFans and MetaVerse will have a partnership within 5 years if this takes off the way they want it to. And it's those same dudes in the comment section on those people's posts are gonna be right there in the metaverse, giving all their money.
Not me.
This metaverse thing.
That's why I don't have a Twitter. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have no social media. Besides what's related to this channel.
Yeah. This also is gonna connect to these mandates as well. But we'll get to that later. Now since we talk about we gotta go into the COVID situation now, the COVID vaccine. Now this is alleged report. Black Panther 2 puts a major MCU character into same-sex relationship.
Now they didn't do that with the rest of them.
Now they did do it with that other one. What is it called?
What other one?
Eternals. Remember they made the black dude gay?
It's always black people.
The dude from North Carolina and Atlanta. I think the movie or the show called Eternal. He was just a superhero movie. He's gay.
You remember that? What was it? What was his name? Super bitch. It was a black gay dude that's running around with a cape on.
I forgot.
It was on YouTube or World Star or something.
I can't remember. Yeah, I think
he had to get up with the heels and everything on, and his name was Super Bitch. Yeah. See, that's what happens when, we live in a society where black men out here mimicking black women and putting on purple wigs and lipstick and shit, and we need to let that shit go. It's not funny.
Oh, the dressing. Yeah, I'm glad it became a topic a little
while ago. You
guys
dress up like your women and mimic them. That's not funny.
I'm glad it became a topic a little while ago. This idea that black men dressing like black men and black women isn't funny.
That's their YouTube content.
That's not just YouTube. That's movies. Martin Lawrence did it.
I know Martin
Eddie
Lawrence,
Murphy
Tyler
did it.
Perry.
Like that's something that's been a problem for the longest.
Like,
yeah,
we have only one Robin
Williams, I think.
He's the only one I think that did that.
No,
shit.
Hope. Well, he black, quote unquote. The Rock did it.
He black though.
I can't think of a lot of dudes put on dresses,
but they didn't mimic their women.
Yeah, I don't know about that. A popular character in Marvel Cinematic Universe may be. A popular character from MetaVerse, Marvel Cinematic Universe may be in the same-sex relationship in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Industry source Daniel Reichman revealed in a post on his Patreon that Oye will have a same-sex relationship with another Dora Milaje in the film, but did not go into further detail. So the woman that was dating Daniel Kaluuya's character, I think.
Yeah, the woman from
she's gonna be,
she was. What's the name of that show? The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They put her with a white dude.
Yes. So I guess he's making a speculation that they may make her a lesbian because her relationship is ruined. Now they got to put her with a woman in the door.
She just can't go get another, another male in Wakanda.
Nah.
She just got to completely go fucking left.
Yep. That's how they go.
That's how they do us. That's how you know who's over this entertainment, because they always put the wickedest shit on us.
All right, so now we get into the COVID stuff. So now, and this is actually going to tie into the other thing, because this episode is reset. There's a great reset happening, and the metaverse is a part of that reset. Up-to-date shots and curves of a fully vaccinated. Fauci, Bloomberg Law. Federal health leaders are moving away from the emphasis on what constitutes being fully vaccinated against COVID-19 in favor of staying current with shots. So instead of 6 months from now, you're trying to go to a sporting event or a concert or something, or a restaurant, and them asking for your vaccine passport or something, and you say you're fully vaccinated. They say, no.
You haven't
Are
got
you
the
up
latest.
to date? Have you gotten the latest booster?
You haven't got the latest booster.
Now, I can't remember where it is, so I can't remember the state or the country. They said that there's one country where it's going to be every 3 months instead of 6. So you're going to need 4 boosters a year. This is alleged. This is not a fact. I can't remember the country it is.
Where's your references and resources?
I'm going to show it. But if that happens,
then they need to get the fuck out of that country, city, state where they at.
The fact that they're already moving away from the term fully vaccinated. Now, remember, just a few months ago, they said there was a lie. They're not changing what fully vaccinated means. And then they said, well, if you don't have the 3rd booster, you're not really, Now they're saying, are you up to date with your vaccine?
I'm way past overdue.
Boy. Federal health leaders, we're using the terminology now, keeping your vaccination up to date, rather than what fully vaccinated means. White House Chief Medical Advisor Anthony Fauci said during the National Institute of Health lecture Tuesday, right now, optimal protection is with a 3rd shot of the mRNA or a 2nd shot of the J&J. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention called Tuesday for 3rd shots of Pfizer's BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine to be administered within 5 months of the initial 2-shot series, shortening the time frame before a booster by a month. Remember, it was 6. So they already moved that one to 5. A CDC advisory panel is expected to recommend boosters for teenagers in a meeting Wednesday. Now, why haven't they said community?
They're not going to say it.
We're still talking about Pfizer BioNTech. What about community? I thought they changed the name. They told us they changed the name. It was just a branding difference. Then people read that damn file and they said, no, this is a legal distinction between the two. You hear that name since on national television.
And that doesn't mean they're not using it. That just means that they don't talk about it.
Exactly. The Center for Early Studies have indicated a booster of Pfizer's Inc.'s vaccine provides a 25-fold increase in neutralizing antibodies that fight the variant. Moderna Inc.'s booster produces a 37-fold increase in antibodies, and 2 doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccine cut hospitalizations in South Africa by 85%. Fauci and other health leaders, as well as President Joe Biden, have pressed for months about the importance of getting both vaccinated and boosted, but the CDC's definition of fully vaccinated has remained 2 weeks after the primary dose of doses. That decision has prompted questions at multiple White House press conferences as to whether the agency plans to change the definition of fully vaccinated. But they already said, we're not changing it. That's a lie. That's conspiracy theories.
Well, that's your proof.
Individuals are considered fully vaccinated against COVID-19 if they received their primary series. The definition is not changing, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky said at the White House press briefing Wednesday. The federal government has no plans to change the definition of fully vaccinated for travel guidelines, medical rules, or any other federal requirements. White House Coronavirus Response Coordinator Jeff Zients said during the same briefing. At the same time, the CDC has updated its guidelines to include language on staying up to date with vaccines based on the type of vaccine and age group, Walensky said. Consistent with how public health has historically viewed or even talked about how we recommended vaccines, we are now recommending that individuals stay up to date with additional doses they are eligible for. So they changed the definition for the vaccinated. How long they gonna slow walk people down this damn hole?
They dumbasses
and they just keep going. It's like,
y'all, I mean, how have you not said yet that
what the hell?
Y'all keep changing the definition. Y'all keep words keep getting switched out, new words keep getting put in. I mean, how many changes do we need to have?
They're not asking those questions.
They trying to get it to where you're gonna be taking it about 3 times a year.
That's probably what they want.
Because why would it be every 5 months? It makes sense to be, 6 months. That's twice a year.
Yeah.
But 5 months? So that means 1 year you're gonna get it 3 times in 1 year?
Yeah. What about, like I said, that place they got it at 3 is even crazier. But now I'm going to show y'all a crazy video that happened in New York between a teacher and a student. This is where I said there's a psychosis. I'm pretty sure y'all heard that term recently going on not just in America. The world is dealing with a psychosis right now.
New at 5, a science teacher from Long Island is in trouble with the law tonight. She's accused of giving the COVID vaccine to her son's teenage friend without permission from that teen's parents. And now authorities want to know why she did it. News 4's Paisley Chang has the exclusive video of what happened.
There you go, at-home vaccine.
At-home vaccine. That's how this video, obtained exclusively by News 4, starts. It ends with a woman giving a 17-year-old boy whose face we have obscured what is believed to be a shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. Police say they arrested 54-year-old Laura Russo for administering the shot from inside her Seacliff home.
It's a very, very curious situation.
Curious because Russo is not a medical professional and not authorized to administer vaccines. She's a science teacher at Herrick's High School.
I think it's ridiculous. I would never, ever give a vaccine like in a living room. That's unheard of.
It's Johnson & Johnson? Yeah.
Well, you have... Go ahead, sorry.
The question I was asking is, why do you feel comfortable inviting this teenager into your home?
No, the real question is, how did she get access to a vaccine?
That's probably number one. How do you get access to a damn vial of...
You're not a medical profession. You're just a quote-unquote scientist. So do y'all have stacks of it in the damn where you work at?
So she's just walking around with the vaccine at home.
Anytime you want it, she can just pop you real quick.
That's number one. You're right. Then number two, you felt too comfortable inviting this boy into your house.
Well, that's her friend's son. That's her son's friend.
That don't mean nothing.
Oh, you trying to insinuate something?
Yes. We know. Look up. Just type in teacher, high school with student, and it's like 1,000 stories a day.
Well, the real question is, what did the parents do? Because she should get her ass whooped. That's a lawsuit.
In the video, they mention it's a Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The FDA has reserved that for people 18 and up. Not the only reason the 17-year-old shouldn't be getting it.
Besides being illegal, it's just not a smart thing to do. An authorized, licensed professional should be providing vaccines to know how to give them properly, to make sure if there's a complication that can be dealt with immediately and very efficiently. And you have to make sure you know what you're giving.
Police say it.
Now, what if the young boy has a reaction?
Or anything else that could possibly happen?
I think that was supposed to be the end of the question. You just had to give an answer. Like, damn. It was supposed to stop right there.
I could do it.
It happened on New Year's Eve around 6:30 p.m. and done without his mother's permission or knowledge. She notified authorities.
I think it's rather irresponsible, taking that responsibility into your own hands, not being administered by a medical professional. It's a little bit, short-sighted.
Russo was ticketed for unauthorized practice of a profession. The Herrick School District, where she works, said in a statement, the individual in question is a district employee who has been removed from the classroom and reassigned pending the outcome of the investigation.
So you just gonna send him to another school?
I ain't heard nobody say nothing about throwing hands.
I ain't heard nobody say nothing about jail. Like, she's clearly, it's on camera. It's guilty.
Where is it? Why are we not speaking to the parents? Why are we?
Yeah, it's funny the parents ain't on camera.
Why are the parents not? So is this a lie? Why are we not speaking to the parents about this? Because I want to see the parents' reaction. I want to see the mom say, "I'm gonna whoop her ass" when I see her.
These are white people. That was a little nigga. That little boy was black.
You said that was a little nigga.
Shit.
Authorities are now trying to find out how she was able to obtain the vaccine. A friend in the neighborhood cautioned there's more to the story. We just don't know.
Oh, more details to unfold.
And see what happened. Yeah. And let the courts or whatever's going on, let them decide, and then people can make a judgment.
Russo declined to speak to News 4, but she did get a desk appearance ticket and is expected to be back in court in late January. Reporting from Seacliff.
how do you feel bold enough to give somebody else's child a vaccine? Another thing that's about to happen right now. Remember we talked about, what was that, 2 months ago? Maybe not that long ago. Might have been a month and a half. Where Biden was trying to convince the IRS to track any payments or any type of transaction over $600. Now, they said they was doing this to go at the big man, the corporations, but $600 transaction, you going after regular smuggler people. That means you transfer some money from your savings to your bank account to pay a bill, and they tracking it.
Yeah.
Like, you send somebody some money over Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, they tracking it. So here's the article here. Oh. Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle must report $600 plus in transactions to IRS. You know who that also gets? People who trade stocks. So now, let's say you put some money into what's one of these stocks, right? AMC or GME last year, and you put in $200, and it jump run up to $3,000. You're like, whoa, I'm getting out now. You sell your stock, you try to transfer your money, your $3,000 comes to your account, whatever. As far as the taxes you got to pay on that, you might can get away with it. Now you try to transfer that money into your Venmo or PayPal or Zelle account. Well, not your bank account, because if you transfer it to your bank account, you're gonna call it anyway. Mm-hmm. You try to transfer it into your PayPal or something, they'll hit you now. That money is now accounted for to the IRS. They make sure, this counts.
Ain't it invading people's privacy?
Well, now remember, who is it? What's his name? The guy who run Cash App or affiliated with Cash App. One who used to run Twitter. Jack Dorsey, ain't it?
Jack Dorsey.
He's affiliated with Cash App, if I'm not mistaken. Or one of these. So they're turning these little, what would you call these? They're turning these Venmo and PayPal and stuff into banks, basically. Because people are holding their money in there. You see a lot of streamers and podcasters or YouTubers or
don't they use Cash Apps?
Yes, but I don't know if Cash App is a part of it because they don't got it in here.
Cash App is right
there.
Yeah,
it's right there. You're right. Starting January 1st, mobile money app, that's what it's called. Like Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App must report annual commercial transactions of $600 or more to the Internal Revenue Service. As of January 1st, we read that the tax code was signed into law as part of the American Rescue Plan Act. That's Biden. We're going to remember that in history. That's Biden who passed this. The COVID-19 response bill passed in March. Previously, the mobile payment apps only had to tell the tax authorities when a person had over 200 commercial transactions per year that exceeded $20,000 in total value. A lot of people was money laundering with it. Starting January 1st, the IRS said if a person accused more than $600 annually in commercial payments, like on an app like Venmo, then Venmo must file and furnish a Form 1099-K for them, reporting on all the commercial income they collected through the app. The tax reporting change only applies to charges for commercial goods or services, not personal charges to friends, family, like splitting the dinner bill. They say that now. So they're trying. Let's say you get your money, you make money on YouTube, and you have your money from YouTube go into one of your accounts on there. They now track it.
That's what that's really about.
So let's say you're a woman and you do hair, and you have people pay you through Cash App. That's a commercial transaction.
Yeah,
that's a commercial. So you're not gonna be that money you normally could just take and put in your pocket. It's gonna have to be accounted for by the IRS now.
Meet me at the store. I give you the money.
Now people gonna start going back to cash.
Yeah, that's what it be good.
Cash App became the biggest thing. People gonna have to go back to cash.
Yeah, because that's what it's looking like.
So
trying to get some of my money.
Now, the reason why I'm showing this is they've shown you that the IRS now is watching your account, even watching all your forms of money even closer. So now we got to worry about this.
Which tells me
mobile payments lay foundation for digital vaccine passports.
Oh.
Like all restaurants in New York, 5 Napkin Burger staff is responsible for ensuring guests are vaccinated against the COVID-19. The staff is responsible to make sure you're vaccinated. It doesn't have the right tools for the job, but it knows where it wants to get them from its payment vendor. Let me go down. The pandemic changed a lot about how people make payments, and crucially, it changed when they pay. Instead of waiting for a check at the end of the meal, many patrons pay up front through a mobile ordering app. Currently, about 80% of the 5 napkin burger transactions are made through QR codes on a mobile device. It would be helpful if the payment experience could be tied to the vaccine checks.
What vac?
So listen. So now when I order my food, now this is just with one restaurant, but what about Uber Eats?
Yep.
I type it in and say, hey, I want this right here. Go get it some McDonald's. And they
Speaking
say,
of Uber, I know this off subject. What if they make it where you can't get an Uber unless you're vaccinated?
no, that's not off subject. That's on subject. So now this is just for food, they saying. But what about when I want an Uber and they say inside of my Uber account, it knows whether I'm vaccinated or not. And they say no.
Okay, then I guess I'll just be waiting.
They're tying your bank account to your vaccination status. Now,
or you can't buy a car unless you're vaccinated.
Now, what if I'm not vaccinated? What if I'm not up to date? I've been vaccinated. I've had a booster, but a new boost. They just recommended another booster. I'm not up to date, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna lock your account until you get vaccinated."
I think they would send out notifications saying that you're
behind in your vaccinations.
It's about to expire or something.
But that means they have the possibility. I'm not saying this is gonna happen.
This is all alleged.
There's a possibility they can lock my account if I'm not.
It's gonna get tough. It's gonna get rough,
buy or
y'all.
sell, buy or
but
sell.
You had to be strong for these last hours.
The added task of checking vaccine status strains a restaurant's workforce that is already stretched thin. There are times when you can't forecast demand with as much accuracy as we would like. There have been labor shortages. 5 Napkins Burgers use hospitality technology firm Bide to support digital ordering and payments. The product does not handle vaccine checks, but other payment companies are hard at work at meeting this need. MasterCard, for example, is involved in at least 2 initiatives. In Australia doing bad.
See, this is why they wanted to move away from the cash.
That's why they want
the
your
money.
money.
Get you on the credit cards and all this. Everything's digital.
It's digital now. You don't have no
cash.
money.
It's like
most people. If you listen to this, you probably ain't got no damn money. You probably got about $120 at most, a couple $100 cash. You might got a couple like $40, $30 on you in cash. You don't carry money no more.
Yeah, because they've made it they made having
it's convenient to have a credit
convenience.
card.
It's convenient.
I can just swipe and just go. I ain't got to count nothing out. I ain't got to get no change back. Just bloop bloop. Give my receipt. People didn't get. You can get receipts digital now.
Yeah, Walgreens is now receipts are digital.
You don't even have physical receipts now. You can just give them sent to you. Email.
Yeah, Walgreens has digital.
In Australia, email payments this week introduced a vaccine verification process, an incentive marketing program that instantly issues a digital prepaid card for use anywhere on MasterCard's merchant network. The vaccine verification is tied to EML's app. EML did not respond to requests for comment. MasterCard has also partnered with the International Chamber of Commerce to integrate the 2 organizations' digital ID work to support vaccine passports and other health passes. The Card Network and ICC are working with the Good Health Pass Collaborative, an international group that promotes the sharing of coronavirus vaccination and testing information in efforts to develop standards. The Good Health Pass Collaborative includes Hyperledger, IBM, and dozens of other organizations that worked on blockchain. Remember that was a big deal with the blockchain and the NFTs and all this stuff, or the what's it called? Bitcoin and all this stuff. And the digital ID projects, as JP Morgan Chase and American Express, Chase and Amex did not return requests for comment. MasterCard referred questions to the ICC.
Shit getting real.
So now they just starting with your bank account now, just to prove that you're vaccinated, so that when you go into these places, they'll know or not. They don't serve. So now they told us, if you're unvaccinated, you can't come in my shop, right? So it's like, fine, I'll just order and come pick it up. But now they're saying, if you're unvaccinated, you can't even order and pick it up.
I just cook my own food.
So I can't even order and come pick it up. You don't want me to eat at your restaurant no more.
I don't want your food.
So now it goes past eating. Remember the grocery stores? Oh, you can order it and we'll bring it out to your car for you. Now, that's going to get canceled. Possibly.
I think it's a ways before that.
We said that 2 years ago. We said what's happening now was 10, 20 years ago away. Unfortunately, I got to show this too. This is July 19th, 2021. This is last year. Ghana to become first country to use contactless biometric in national vaccination program.
Told you. Who was it always with?
So it was a black country that did it first.
Yep. And it had to be, you would think it would have been Nigeria.
Nigeria said no, I guess.
They scammed, though. They can't
there you go.
They can't really, trust them. Ghana's more trustworthy.
Look, anyway, the Ghana Health Service, in partnership with Gavi and ARM, will begin a biometric-based national vaccination program in October 2021 using contactless technology from, Simprints. Starting in the eastern region, the project is reportedly the first national vaccination scheme to use contactless biometrics. After initially dispensing COVID-19 vaccination, the system will move on to incorporate other routine vaccination as functions of the Ghana Health Service aim for universal health coverage. So even the other vaccines are going to be counted.
Wow.
So now they're coming for your money, locking you out the system. They physically locked you out. Now they need to monetarily lock you out.
You may take my body, but you'll never take my mind.
So they're going for the restaurants first. That's easy. I can cook my own food.
Yep.
Now then they're going to go for services. Uber. What's another service? Anything like that.
Metro,
buses, planes. But now when I go
taxis.
when I go on my internet and set up a flight, I type in my name.
Look at vaccinated status.
The vaccination status.
Don't have one.
So
maybe Spirit Airlines will not do that.
Don't nobody like Spirit.
I don't care.
Niggas will take what they got to take. I guess.
If you gotta fight, you gotta fight. Get a few shots in.
Now this is another thing that happened. Insurance executive says death rates among working age people up 40%.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna show you what.
That's why I told you the health insurance and your medical insurance has gone up.
Yeah, because they raising people's premiums in certain areas with low vaccination rates. So if you live in an area that got low vaccination,
right now
you're being punished, even if you're vaccinated. If people are around, just like and they're not punishing people in general. They're trying to get the company. So the company you work for, their premiums will go up, which means your price is gonna go up. So you go from paying what? Couple $100 or so.
I think I pay roughly
and
$400 something a month, but my income is bi-weekly.
So $400. So you pay a couple $100 a month, $200. That's gonna go up.
Yeah.
If you're in a low
it
vaccination,
went up by I think $25, $30.
But if you're in an area with low vaccination rate, imagine somewhere like Texas, Florida. How much are they paying now?
Well, there's pockets here too.
But I don't know if they go by neighborhood rather than city.
They go by what city?
Well, the city is not. I don't know too many cities here that's low vaccination rate.
The South End is where the niggas at.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And I happen to work
well,
in the
shit,
South
up here,
End.
I don't know. It's only 4%. It might not even.
Well, they heavily in that area.
They might not even matter.
Niggas like this, stick in one area. Normally the South.
Let's see what he had to say.
And we are seeing right now the highest death rates we have ever seen in the history of this business, not just at One America. The data is consistent across every player in that business. Now, this is primarily working age people, 18 to 64, that are in employers like all the employers on the screen here. And what we saw just in third quarter, and we're seeing it continue into fourth quarter, is that death rates are up 40% over what they were pre-pandemic. Now, just to give you an idea of how bad that is, a 3 sigma or a 1 in 200 year catastrophe would be 10% increase over pre-pandemic. So 40% is just unheard of. And what the data is showing us is that the deaths that are being reported as COVID deaths greatly understate the actual death losses among working age people from the pandemic. It may not all be COVID on their death certificate, but deaths are up just a huge, huge numbers.
So now, if you listen to what he just said,
on the screen here,
the death rate is up 40%. But it ain't. He's basically saying the numbers that's been reported as COVID deaths, it don't account for the 40% in total. So that means there's a lot of people dying that ain't COVID. These deaths are not these abnormal deaths.
Leave it right there.
I am. I'm just gonna read this article because there ain't nothing in here about that. It's safe. Nationally, more than 824,000 people have died from the virus. We're seeing right now that the highest death rates were even seen in the history of this we ever seen in the history of this business. Data is consistent across every player in the business. He said the data shows COVID deaths are greatly understated among working age Americans. So he's saying more people are dying from COVID than this what's been reported. That's what he's alleging. Davidson said One America expects to pay out more than $100 million in short and long-term disability claims due to the pandemic, whether it's long COVID or whether it's because people have been able to get the healthcare, haven't been able to get the healthcare they need because of hospitals being overrun. We're seeing those claims start to tick up as well. Because of this, insurance companies are beginning to add premium increases on employers and counties with low vaccination rates to cover the benefit payouts. How you gonna punish? They're blaming the pandemic. They're saying these deaths have to be accounted towards the pandemic. There's no way these people are just dropping from nothing. We're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna what's the anomaly? We're gonna leave it at that though. What's something that ain't normally happening? There's an article here. Why are so many vaccinated people getting COVID-19 lately? We ain't gonna ignore that. Now there's two articles. If you listen to this still, we appreciate it. But there's two articles I'm not gonna show in the video. I'm gonna put them in the description. Please check the description for these two articles. I can't show them.
Yeah, nigga always trying to live on a wild side, knowing damn well they know that 3 strikes law on YouTube was created for black people.
Well, we on one now, so we can get two. We could get 2 now. But anyway,
it's funny how YouTube came up with a 3 strikes policy.
Yep, pretty much. All right. Now, final thing we're gonna talk about today.
Crookery.
But before we even get to crookery, we're gonna start with this post that was made on Twitter. Now this is they tweeted this in January 6, 2022. So they just tweeted this. But this is actually old news. It says Africa Archives leaked Hillary Clinton emails reveal NATO killed Gaddafi to stop the formation of the United States of Africa. You see here, it says of the 3,000 emails released from Hillary Clinton's private email server in late December 2015, about a third were from her close confidant, Sidney Blumenthal. One of those emails dated April 2nd, 2011 read in part, Gaddafi's government holds 143 tons of gold and similar around in silver. This gold was accumulated prior to the current rebellion and was intended to be used to establish a pan-African currency based on Libyan golden dinar. Now, we already knew about that. Allegedly, he wanted a golden currency. He wanted his currency to be gold. America can't have that because they ain't got no damn gold.
Nope, ain't got no gold.
They will, if he did this and it caught on, the balance of power.
Does Libya still have that gold?
Well, here's the thing: nobody know where that gold is at.
Where does me gold?
Well, we know who was in Africa when this happened. Hillary Clinton definitely took a plane there. We'll get to it. The plan was designed to provide the African countries with an alternative to the French franc. In a source comment, the original declassified email added. Now, just recently, you know, with the thing going on with Ethiopia, you know, France went there and tried to get clearance to bomb. I can't remember what country it was that said no. Was it Sudan? one of those African countries wouldn't let France fly over to bomb. They declined them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So France is still in Africa trying to be a part of the big part of the picture. What's his name? What's the president of France name? Macron?
Something like that. I'm not for sure.
He been trying to make a power play to turn the EU. Is it called the EU?
It's the EU.
I don't think it's the EU.
The UN.
UN? No, not the UN.
What you talking about?
Yeah, it was the EU. He's been trying to make a power play to turn the EU into a superpower country. He wants the EU to not be a bunch of countries together. He wanted to be the president of the EU and be the president of a country worth 500 million people almost.
Like the United States?
Like the United States. He's trying to be a superpower again. Here go France again. Well, that wasn't them the first time, but here come these white. They want to be a superpower. They see America is
declining,
and people are like, "Who's gonna be the next power?"
China.
Exactly. Most people saying China.
Well, China not gonna be.
We know, but most people are saying China. But they trying to know it could be us.
No,
it could be Europe. We can be the next superpower. This is why they're still in Africa and stuff. They still relying on Africa for their damn money. It's just
the natural resources.
It's just crazy how y'all still let them in the damn. All right. Anyway,
but niggas go there from America.
$5. Anyway, according to a knowledgeable individual, this quantity of gold and silver is valued at more than $7 billion. French intelligence officers discovered this plan shortly after the current rebellion began, and this is one of the factors that influenced President Nicolas Sarkozy's decision to commit France to the attack on Libya. According to these individuals, Sarkozy's plan was driven by the following issues: a desire to gain a greater share of Libya's oil production, 2, increase French influence in North Africa. Now, I can go through all this, but the point I'm trying to make is it's been proven that Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Biden, and the rest of the American government were 100% a part of the overthrow of Gaddafi and the Libyan country. We know that Libya is pretty much a slave trading country now because of them. Yes. We also know they tried to use Qatar to fund the Muslim Brotherhood, which was going to be used to overthrow multiple governments throughout the Arab countries and Egypt included. As you can see here, Blumenthal's memo argues that he was driven by a cocktail of less lofty incentives, including a desire for Libyan oil and a fear that Gaddafi secretly planned to use his vast supply of gold to displace France's primacy in the region. But see, they try to paint it on France right here. But we know that ain't how it go. Another thing they said here was Libya was the world's poorest country in 1951. Gaddafi made it Africa's most developed country with 150 billion foreign reserves and zero debt. Under Muammar Gaddafi, Libya was one of the world's strongest currencies. And that's why they had to get his ass up out of here. I'm trying to find, okay, here we go. My thing low. Damn. All right. Now, if you see here, this is an older article. This is from 2015. Obama and Clinton's ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. All this stuff was known back then. But a lot of this stuff, you see this one right here is 2020. Y'all, some of y'all might know, but new emails were released that nobody talked about. People still talking about the emails from 2015. New emails were released in 2020. Remember when Trump
lock her up?
Yeah, remember when Trump got mad with what's that guy's name? Mike Pompeo, saying that those emails are supposed to be released, and according to America, it was never released. Well, no, they were released, but only Arab countries got it. America, it was not in the media. You cannot find those emails in American media. Nobody wrote an article about it, nothing.
Well, you know why?
Oh, we know. I'm not talking about the ones in 2015. I'm talking about the ones in 2020. Now, this is from 2020. Leaked emails. Obama administration supports the Muslim Brotherhood and to dominate media. October 2020. On Thursday, U.S. President Donald Trump expressed displeasure with his Secretary of the State had not yet released some emails related to the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. A day later, Pompeo vowed to release them. I just said all that. So this is one of the emails. One of the leaked emails. The outlawed group targeted all high-level state positions, including ministries, in an attempt to fully control the Egyptian media. So it launched a pro-Muslim Brotherhood channels broadcast from inside and outside the country. The group knew that controlling media cannot be achieved except by controlling at the building of the Egyptian Radio and Television Union, aka Maspero, the official broadcast building of the Egyptian state. As a result, the group appointed notorious Salah Abdel Maswad, I don't know how to say that name, as the information minister. Abdel was accused of committing 3 incidents of verbal sexual harassment of female journalists and media figures during his term. And this is all whatever. Al Jazeera is another one of these places that were funded by, yes.
You talking about, is that the,
yes.
that's the news
Al
network?
Jazeera, yes.
Well, you can believe that.
Yeah, Wadar Kafar, former director of Al Jazeera Network, appeared in emails with Clinton notifying her with all details taking place regarding the network known for its support to terrorist and extremist groups. Now, Al Jazeera in America is seen as this nonpartisan, tell the truth type company. No, it's a terrorist apologist news company, allegedly. The network known for support to terrorist and extremist groups, the full and direct supervisor of Clinton's staff. You hear that? The full and direct supervisor of Clinton's staff to Al Jazeera Network and its skeptical coverage of the political events raises a lot of questions regarding the whole administration intentions towards the MENA region. In one of the emails sent by Kafar, he explains his own opinion of the escalating political events in a number of Arab countries, urging the U.S. government to interfere to protect freedoms. The emails were just between the former Secretary of State and Kafar, as no official or government members were included in the emails. Now, also in these emails, and by the way, we can go ahead and jump to this. Where is that? Huma Abedin ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. Huma Abedin was the dude who's married to the Weiner dude, Anthony Weiner dude. Huma Abedin worked very close to Hillary. She was a part of Hillary Clinton's administration. So this stuff is all known. Basically, put it all out flat out. Hillary Clinton was helping fund media companies to push the quote-unquote terrorist group, the Muslim Brotherhood. But when you look up the Muslim Brotherhood, the Egyptian President King, whatever you want to call him, he said that the Muslim Brotherhood was a Freemason organization.
Well, they all have ties to Freemason.
I know. But why would he call them a Freemason organization when they're called Muslim Brotherhood?
Because
my point is that's a cover. They aren't Muslim.
Okay.
That's my point. It's a cover. They're not Muslim. They were using this to infiltrate. The Clinton campaign is attempting to once again sweep important questions under the rug about top aide Huma Abedin. Well, this is
you mean how these white people go to these Arab countries and try to pretend like they're Arab?
Yeah, no. A lot of times, especially in America, but even in the Europe countries, they'll go to these other countries pretending like they're salvation work. What do they call them? Humanitarians. They work for Blue Cross Blue Shield. They spies. They go to these countries and they actually spies, but they act like they're Blue Cross Blue Shield humanitarian.
The women be spies too.
The men too. The emails of former U.S. Secretary. Now this is right here is from. This is the one of the emails from recently, where they talked about it. Hillary's emails expose Qatar but do justice to Saudi Arabia. The emails of former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton are declassified about 2 months before the 10th anniversary of the so-called Arab Spring that started in Tunisia. We're gonna go down. Qatar is one of those countries that got more money than you think. Where is it at? The exposed emails also touch on Washington's role in supporting terrorist groups in Libya in 2011, accusing the head of the Transitional Council at the time, Qatar-backed Mustafa Abdul Jalil, of being involved in the assassination of the Major General Abdel Fattah Yunus, who was the leader of the opposition, based on the alleged connection to I'm not even gonna try that in Gaddafi. Hillary's message also confirmed the strong relationship between Washington and the terrorists, the assassination U.S. ambassador in Benghazi. If you know Hillary in Benghazi, that's a whole nother yarn to pull. Christopher Stevens, used to call Belhaj our son. The declassified emails even exposed U.S.-based Libyan businessman Omar Al-Taabi, who appeared in Al Jazeera, who appeared on Al Jazeera channel frequently for providing NATO with coordinates to bomb sites in his country of origin during the site where whatever was killed. Gaddafi was killed on April 30th, 2011. The Clinton emails also revealed the U.S.-Qatar Brotherhood disruptive role in Yemen, the starvation that's going on there, the war, the support provided to anarchists. Now, where we heard that name anarchists from the last 6 years? Don't you see a lot of Antifa calling themselves anarchists?
Yep.
Then we hear a lot of that's just peaceful protests. Seeking to overthrow the state, the relationship of the U.S. Secretary through her administration with the Muslim Brotherhood, her team's acclamation to the whatever Nobel Prize, and her recommendation for Carmen to become the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Yemen. The emails provide new evidence on a huge conspiracy led by Qatar in coordination with political Islam powers against the countries in the region. Qatar's disruptive role that led to the killing of tens of thousands of people, displacing millions of Arabs, and wasting about $1 trillion in the name of Arab Spring Revolution. I don't even go through no more.
Ooh.
Hillary Clinton. I'm gonna put all the articles in the comments.
Hillary Clinton
in the description. You can read it.
Hillary Clinton says she a baddie.
It's just
that woman has done so much. That's not even probably half of the stuff that she's done.
Like I can't read it all right now, because if I read it all, it would be on her for another 30 minutes to an hour. I'll put it in the description. You need to read that. Hillary Clinton is a piece of shit. Obama is a piece of shit.
I ain't saying nothing because I want to go outside tomorrow.
I'm going outside. They can't stop me.
Okay.
Highly favored, baby.
I'll tell them to get ready for the hymns.
All right, man. I guess that's it for the show. We talked a little bit about that. Talked some shit about Hillary. Talked about a little bit of stuff. Shout out to all the people that's watching at this point. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to change the name. We finally going to get to doing the other series we announced like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
If y'all just knew how busy a Negro is and how I get work like a Hebrew slave.
But yeah,
y'all don't even understand.
Yeah, we'll try to get around to it. If we don't do it this week, we'll finally kick it off next week or whenever we get time. But anyway, man, we really appreciate. Got anything else you want to say?
No, just same thing you saying. Appreciate the support. Subscribe and like the channel.
Yeah, make sure you share it.
Even if here a little there.
Yeah,
if you don't agree with everything that we say, we know you're not gonna agree with everything we say, but we try to pretty much be neutral, but at the same time be honest and be ourselves.
When we have an opinion, I'll try not to play the fence too much.
I can't play the fence.
I try to give an opinion, but yeah.
Sometimes I'll be devil's advocate. We've been told though about being devil's advocate.
Yeah, OG, check the shit out of that. Shout out to him too if you're still watching. But anyway, man, really appreciate it. Y'all stay safe out there. All praise to the Most High, and peace, man.